Walking on broken glass, living in the past. I hold scars left unattended. The resentment we built up, like a shadow that stays with us, is the reason you walk away. Ain't nobody said it was easy. If we can retrace our steps, we'll find where we are. Somewhere along the way, we turn the page, apart as we may be. And nobody said we're too far. I won't leave us behind. I won't leave us behind. How long have we been stuck, drowning in the dust of the words we left unspoken? There's a reason why you're still here. When the clouds have disappeared, you'll be glad you decided to stay. And nobody said it was easy. If we can retrace our steps, we'll find where we are. Somewhere along the way, we turn the page, apart as we may be. And nobody said we're too far. I won't leave us behind. I won't leave us behind. Now where do we go? The road that we follow is going back in time. I won't leave us behind. Now where do we go? The road that we follow is going back in time. I won't leave us behind.
Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. It's a little bit later than I wanted to go live, but here I am, hanging out with everyone showing up here. We're going to be doing, those of you who don't know, we're going to be doing some late-night power washing, as we do around these parts. Originally, I was going to do Pokemon cards, but Morgan and I were out with her folks for Father's Day. And got home a little bit later than normal, so we're just sort of vibing, sort of chilling tonight, and hopefully it's a good time. That's it. That's all I really got planned. It's nothing crazy tonight. Just want to hang out with people and spray some digital dirt, digital rust, with some digital water, you know. So. That's the way that it goes. That's the way that it goes. Anyway, chat. If you got good news, hit me with some good news. Hit me up with it. Let me get on the screen early here tonight. It doesn't have to be anything big as long as it's something that you're proud of. Something that you'd like to share with the community. We're going to be encouraging you, lifting you up, supporting the crap out of you. That's the way that it's gonna be today. Just chilling. It's Selfish Sunday, so I get to call the shots, as y'all know. I just get the vibe. And whoever's along for the ride, I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you so much for showing up. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging out. I made another bear plushie. That's so cute. Halloween, you posted the other one in the Discord. It was really cute. I liked it. Good news, better days will come. House of May, exactly. I'm so sorry if you're dealing with something rough right now, if today wasn't great. But the good news is that for all of us, there are better days down the line. That's just statistically something that 100% is going to happen, you know? Good news, I'm chowing down on some garlic bread. Yo, homemade or store-bought? I love garlic bread in all forms, so I'm not going to judge you. Hello, everybody. Join in. Hello, hi, welcome. Hi. Happy Father's Day to all the daddies in the chat, by the way. Yeah, any zaddies in the chat? Good news, my friend and I are working on a house to move into together. Yo, oh my god. I know so many people who are, like, moving in together, and I love that. I think that's amazing to see. That is something that, like, you being able to help someone else out, you being able to both, like, find a place that, like, fits you both, that's awesome. That's cool as hell. I hope that it works out. I really do. Not to throw any sort of, like, shadow on the good news, but, like, the two situations I always see when people move in together are you move in with your friend, and either it goes super well, and you guys get, like, way tighter, and you're like, yeah, this is, like, my ride or die forever. Or you do it for, like, a year, and you go, yeah, I really hate how they, like, pee on the toilet seat, and we're probably just not going to be friends. We're not going to renew the lease next year. So I hope that the first scenario goes that way.
Cheers, love. The cavalry's here.
Hey!
I get
hello,
like
hi.
90% of my dad jokes from my dad, so what better day for puns, right? Winks, haha.
I mean, Rose Pun Master, I always appreciate the generosity, I do, but even some of my mods have been talking about, this doesn't just go for you, this is just like a general statement to people here in chat. Please don't spam chat, it's still considered spam, even if you're financially supporting me. It makes it kind of a mess, it makes it hard for me to interact with other people, it makes some people, you know, like, basically be boxed out of my text window here that I can see chat in. So I want to be able to make sure that that is something everyone's familiar on. Good news, yesterday ended up going so well. My boss sent me home early from work because I told him we did 10,000 steps in 4 hours, which also upped my sweat coin going up right now. Hell yeah, hey, get those steps in. That's awesome that you got to go home early too. Good news, I drove all the way up to Wisconsin with my family. I hate highways, but I'm so glad I did. I can't wait to be able to take my car with me to college. Kit, that's awesome news. I love that. Congrats on being able to do that, overcoming some of that anxiety. Good news, I'm in the process of redoing my room, almost done painting, and then just got to decorate. Hell yeah! Change up some aesthetics. Love to see that. good news. Finished helping my friend move out of his apartment and into his new place on the other side of this. Wait, Austin, I didn't realize it was the same building. That's so funny. Okay, because you gave me the news that you were going to be getting your own place and it was going to help out with your content. We have lived together since 2015 at college. Finally got to a point where we can have our own place. But you still get to see each other all the time. That's actually like the perfect scenario. I fucking love that for you. Yeah, it can be a bit overwhelming at times. Just be mindful. Exactly. As long as you're being mindful, please keep that in mind, everybody. I got some good news. I got a new phone, and now I'm watching the stream at 1080 on my phone. Yo, Lulu, isn't that such an upgrade? I remember when I got my first 1080 phone, and it's sick. Congrats. It really helps things. You can see like all my pimples. Earlier today, I posted an Instagram video story response. I've been doing AMAs over on the Instagram. So like, it's one of those things where like, I just was like, hey, what's a funny way that I can interact with the community more? And I've been, the first one I put up, I got like 40 replies, which I did not expect. So if you see the little text box that's like, hey, you know, ask me a question, feel free to just shoot a question over. Even if you asked it before, if I hadn't answered it before, there's a high chance I didn't answer it because the first one I got like 40 replies to, second one I got like 20, and I've only done like 3 or 4 each batch because I'm just like low energy and it's Father's Day weekend, so like I was out seeing my folks yesterday. Today we saw Morgan's parents. So it's one of those things where like, I'm not going to be able to get to all of them all the time, but I want to try to get to as many of those as I can. But, yeah, the 1080p screen will let you see in the first one that I replied to about river monsters, I have a booger in my nose. I didn't even notice until I posted it. I just, I just shot off, like, I was laying in bed, and I, like, did, like, a Jeremy Wade from River Monsters impression. And then I posted it, and as soon as it went up, I rewatched it, I was like, oh, wow, there's a booger in there. Awesome. Whoever just said applesauce, thank you. Yeah, listen. Here's the thing. I've been getting like a lot of really nice messages. And that is something that like I am very appreciative of. But I will say this, that if it is something truly random or chaotic, there's a much higher chance that you're just going to confuse my old boomer brain, and I'm going to probably reply to that because I'm going to be like, I don't understand what you're saying. Or like it's just fun that way. That said, I will definitely be replying to some serious questions over there as well. Good news, it's Sunday and I'm resting up. Hey, Anna, enjoy that rest though. It's the weekend. That's what it's here for, right? Brian, listen, I see that the autocorrect made it say brown, which is really weird. I stand by what I said. You scare me. Okay, that one was from you. It's like, did you watch the reply? Did you watch my reply? Good. I think everyone should be scared of everyone to a certain degree. Keeps you wary of your surroundings. It keeps you on your toes. Good news, I renewed my Disney annual pass and it's given me excitement. Hey, that's awesome, Savvy. I hope that you have a blast. Please, we'll vicariously be living through you at Disney. I haven't been able to afford Disney in a long time because I obviously live in New York, so I would have to fly there, get a hotel, and buy the Disney ticket. That's like $1 bajillion. That's so much money. That said, if I ever do end up moving out to LA, Disney's right there, which is kind of cool. Fang, what's up? Good to see you here. Hello. Straw Baby, hey, it's been a while. I hope that you've been well. Good news, I'll be done with nursing school in 60 days. Hell yeah, that's amazing. Congrats to you. Now you sound like me. What do you mean now I sound like you? I keep sending these animal memes to you. There will be more. Wait, is that you who sends the animal pictures? I love those, honestly. Those are cute as hell. Those are fun. Please send more animal pictures. Instagram's silly, and it doesn't let you do, like, a video reply if someone sends you an animal picture. But I promise you that I will do my best to do the text replies when people send me the animal pictures to the AMA boxes. I'll put a new one up before I go to bed tonight so I can wake up to more chaotic replies from everybody. How's that? So if you don't follow me on Instagram, same username over there. Follow me, and you can check my Instagram stories to see when I put up AMA boxes, and just ask me unhinged shit, and I'll do my best to answer it. Extra good news from me: the ring I ordered came in, and I proposed to my partner in 40 days. Wow, you got the whole plan. 40 days specifically. Well, you got that ring early. That's great though that you secured it. Got the stones. I'm always saying there's reason for everyone to be scared of everyone. It's a coping mechanism I use for some of PTSD. That's fair. I think that a healthy level of anxiety in life is good because it's evolutionarily within our DNA. You know, the people who are like, I don't want to leave the cave right now while the woolly mammoth is like stomping around outside, were the people who survived, whereas like Grog was like, ugh, woolly mammoth smell bad. Must go pet, and then like got crushed by one of its hooves. You know, like there's a reason that we have that. I think it's okay to always, like, you never really know anybody, right? Except for yourself, and even then sometimes that's a challenge, right? So it's one of those things. I think you should have a healthy level of skepticism about everybody, and there should always be a healthy level of fear that instills in you about everybody. Because who knows? Also, maybe, what if they're a trained assassin from Russia? You have no idea. You have no idea if that's my side job. And that's how I've actually been able to survive this industry. You know? You have no idea, chat. You can't prove that I'm not. And I can't prove that I'm not. I could be a Russian assassin sent here to kill you by sending brainwaves through the stream, through my camera, using specialized secret Russian technology that sends the brainwaves through the computer box, through your phone, right into your eyeballs. You're sitting here watching me right now. Oh, my brain is starting to reshape and melt into like a Jello like packet. You have no idea. You have no idea at all. That could actually be the truth of who I am. Are you trying to subtly tell us that you might be an assassin? Maybe. I don't know. Why am I being hit with touche? Why is there touches in here right now? I'm not saying touche at the end of my thing. For more good news, I got a few shadow boxes and boxes from Michaels. Hell yeah! And you're making them into dice boxes and dice rolling trays. Dice rolling trays are one of the best things that tabletop gaming ever invented. They're fantastic. I love that people are like handcrafting them and making their own DIYs. I feel high listening to this. Well, maybe that's just the side effects of that part of your brain that controls feeling sobriety, melting from the Russian assassin rays shooting through your camera right now. Yeah, you never know. I'm glad I'm not American. I feel safer now. What does this have to do with being American? Russians could attack anyone. That's a weird thing to say in today's political climate. Any country, any assassin from any planet could, on any planet, well, any planet, but any, like, continent could attack anyone. Okay? That's all you gotta know. The takeaway message, guys, is healthy level of skepticism, healthy amount of fear and wariness towards any other person on the planet. You have no idea what someone, is actually like. And also, on top of it, it keeps you like wary. It keeps you on your toes. You have like your cat-like reflexes at the ready that way. Fight or flight, I am high listening to this. Why would you do that to yourself? What a terrible, terrible experience you must be having. If the Russian assassin Ray can make me high, I'm all for right, saving you guys a lot of money. For the low, low price of $4.99 a month here on Twitch.tv, you could get high instead of having to buy marijuana. 4 to 5 days a week. I haven't been high in so long, but it's making me reconsider. Oh, God. I meant that I feel safer from you. Why though? I just explained my evil plan. I just did the, like, comic book villain thing where I was like, yes, Batman, I've actually put the bomb inside of the clock. And once the big hand and the little hand are both on the 12, the bomb will blow up Gotham. I did that. I told you what, you literally just need to turn off the stream to stay safe. You guys think that there's a reason I've told you why are you spending money on the stream? Why are you sticking around for like 6-year resubs and stuff like that? You think that was subtle messaging of my dying parts of my consciousness going, I should save some of these people from themselves. I've warned you. All the red tape, all the warning signs were there all along, and you missed out. Okay? You shouldn't feel safer. You've already become under the effect of the Russian death ray. High ray, I guess, that we've now created. Are you wary of Morgan? I'm very wary of Morgan. Are you kidding me? $4.99 to be threatened and high. That's a steal. Listen, some people go skydiving for like $400. You guys get all the threat of a life-altering event with this stream, and you get to feel like you're on drugs, that's better than adrenaline and cocaine. That's all I gotta say. All right? We are collectively Batman. Yeah, I just compared the entire community to Batman. Kind of amazing, honestly. You guys should wear that like a badge of honor. Amanda, hello, hi, welcome to the stream. Because I'm across the world from you, dude, okay, wait, are you one of those people who's like, we still use a can attached to a string, and that is the only way to transmit audio information? Are you one of those people? Because otherwise, that does not debunk anything I said to you. I'm saying I'm sending my Russian assassin powers through the camera, through the phone, through the screen you're watching and listening to right now. It's already there. The distance doesn't matter. It's already being sent through the screen. You can't dodge that. You can't avoid that. That's not affected by physical distance. That's digital, baby. That's the way that it works. All right? That's all I got to tell you. All right? Sounds like my workplace. Hey, what's up, Kia? About to take my meds right now. Y'all better take yours. There you go. Thank you, Kit, for activating a med check. If you are someone who takes vitamins, supplements, medications, etc., please take those. Take care of yourselves. That said, you know, we tell a lot of jokes here. You know, we have some goofs and gaffes here. But I just want to say, genuinely, this past week, since I made the announcement, I don't know how many days it's been because I lose track of time, but however many days it's been since I made my announcement about all the like funky stuff going on in my life, you guys have been unbelievably supportive, so kind. I appreciate everyone who's shown up here tonight and hanging out. I hope you have a good time. Riddle me this, Batman. Why is there no procrete if we have concrete? Oh my God. Eliza, hello. This just sounds like when I used to work for the government. Oh boy. You too. A2 Brute, huh? Hey, what's up, Yamanaka? Welcome. Goofs, gaffs, gifts, and sometimes even puns. True story, indeed. Thank you, everybody, for sharing good news, by the way, with each other and gassing each other up. I love that about this community. Someone could be like, hey, I made pasta today. That's my good news. And someone in chat is like, I'm your biggest cheerleader. You're amazing for doing that. I hope it was amazing and delicious. I love that. That kind of community aspect, that is dope as hell. That is something that doesn't exist everywhere online. So thank you so much for doing that. Can't procreate when there's concrete around. That's so true. That's just science right there. That's like, they teach you that in math, right? But that means that if there's two concrete around, the double negative turns into a positive, right? According to then grammar laws and mathematical laws in some cases. Pasta! Yeah, pasta rules, okay? Getting people to think about the merch just because I am around. You've Pavlovianly trained the entire community. It's a Pavlovian thing where they see Lizzie Bears _ in the chat and they go, you know, I haven't checked the merch store in a while. I wonder if there's anything left. There is. There's not much, but there is some stuff left. If you guys, I don't know if we have any of the Pride shirts left, but those are kind of pertinent for this month. And if you guys don't know, that design, the Forever Proud design that I dropped, I think that was like 2 years ago now or something. As long as that design has stock on the website, on the merch site, 50% of all those profits go to the Trevor Project. Or maybe it's 100 now. I can't remember what I worked out with Second City. But a large portion of those profits go directly to the Trevor Project to help out LGBTQ plus youth. And I think we've only had to restock them one time since they dropped. The black one keeps going out of stock. Which I understand as someone who spills sauce and splatters sauce on myself every now and then. White t-shirts are hard. If you're in chat, I'm proud of you. You guys made it here. I'm so proud. Oh, Kit, that's nice of you to say. Thank you. That's really sweet. All of you guys are amazing. Thank you. I love seeing everyone being so kind to each other. I love everyone here. I'm wrapping you in a big, big blanket. What the shit, Chad? I was just like, I started stream off with a weird bit about being a Russian assassin, and now you're all being cute. What the hell? Stop it, cuties. More blankets, big community blankie time. Listen, if GerbCon ever happens, I think what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna do something fun for it. I want to have like gift bags or something. I think it'd be awesome if we meet up at the Bass Pro Shop pyramid, as is the plan, but then everyone gets like a gift bag with like a big like plush blankie in it or something like that. Something that you can like wrap up in and watch future streams in and like use anytime like you need like a little hug from the community. I think that would be cute as hell. Someone who has a black dog, I can't wear white anymore. Okay, Kit, that's so fair though. I understand that. Falcon, hello, hi, what's happening? Oh, it's happening? Wait, oh, you mean GerbCon's happening. I read that as what's happening. I'm sorry, the Russian coding inside of my brain that I was talking about earlier, it's interfering. I was thinking in Russian when I should have been reading in English. That's actually the secret to my dyslexia every time I mention that. It's actually the Russian radio frequency interference that zaps through my brain. So just as a heads up, if that happens, if you start seeing me like buffer on stream, that's what's going on most likely. So just letting you know. I feel like you had to work at keeping the bacteria good in the petri dish of this community for a while, but now it almost self-regulates with so much positivity in the mods being catalyst organism. Yeah, Anna, you've been around long enough at this point that you've definitely seen like when things were like a little bit weirder energy-wise in the community, and like we almost had to, I don't want to say artificially infuse positivity, but we had to like remind people that like, hey, it's okay to not be like fucking just like weird, like apathetic memesters sometimes. I think that like a lot of the kindness that's in this community just feels so natural here, and it's awesome. I love it. Same thing happens with me, but with math. There's Russian math instead. Oh, God. The stream just cuts off because Brian is revealing his fight. Yeah, the KGB. Oh, God. I just finished a boss I had to redo like 5 times in a Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends game. Now I can chat. Oh, my God. Listen, those old licensed games that are on like DS, like the Wii, like Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, 2, and 3. All those games are the hardest games ever made. It's been that way since the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. If you guys ever played like the original like Aladdin game, if you guys ever played like the Lion King games, like the Disney licensed ones that like came out in the 90s on like Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo, hardest fucking games ever created. They're so hard. There's definitely a time when it was a little more work, but it's hit us right. Absolutely. And it's really nice because I think like even what we addressed earlier, like, hey, please don't spam bits, like stuff like that. There's always 2 outcomes to that. That's us very respectfully setting a boundary that goes, no, we get to set the boundaries here because this is our space. And if you don't like it, either you can adjust your behavior so that, you know, you don't step over those boundaries and prove that you're kind of inconsiderate, or you can fuck off. And it's kind of that easy. I can't control, you know, anything beyond how I feel, how are, you know, the things that my mods and I talk about and establish as, like, these are, like, good heads-up rules and stuff like that. And that, once I put them out publicly in place, then we get to enforce those. No one gets to pretend like, oh, I didn't know, when we, like, reinforce it over and over again. I feel like we don't have to do that very often. I feel like we just say, like, hey, this is the way things are gonna be, like, one time. And everyone here is just, like, automatically respectful and dope about it. Like, you guys, I've never had to, like, be like, all right, guys, I already said, don't, like, trauma dump in chat. Like, I'll mention it, like, one time, be like, oh, hey, just to let you know, like, we want to try to stray away from that. And, like, people are, like, so respectful and so kind about it, you know? So, I love that. Fuck the Aladdin game. Dude, Austin. One of these days, I will play some old school, like, Super Nintendo, Genesis era games. Maybe some of the, like, original NES games, if I really want to bang my head against a wall. Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, 2, 3, those types of games. I would love to play a bunch of those on stream. If I play any of the licensed games, those are rage games. Automatically rage games, for sure. I miss my Nintendo 64. I love Pokemon Stadium. Listen, they just added Pokemon Stadium to the Nintendo Switch Online directory, though. So you can play Pokemon Stadium on Nintendo Switch, which is really dope. Kajibara, hey, what's up? It's nice to see you here. Hello. Gonna good news and dash. Hey, all good, Falcon. Take care of yourself. It's a busy weekend. I got a new tattoo yesterday. Don't always get tattoos with a huge amount of meaning. This one represents unconditional love for myself, so I thought it was worth mentioning. I love the message of that. I think that that's really important. It's one of those things where, like, it's so easy to be like, I need someone else supporting me in my life. Like, I need, like, someone else to prop me up. Totally understandable. Absolutely valid desire to have. No one really likes feeling lonely. That said, I think that it's a really smart thing while you pursue that togetherness with other people, whether that's romantic or platonic. You know, you might find yourself in this community because you want to be surrounded by other good energies that are supportive of who you are. I think one of the best things to do, though, is simultaneously focus on finding love for yourself. That's super cliche, but unless you're spending time alone, really with your own thoughts, really, and that's hard. Don't worry. I understand how hard that is. It is really goddamn challenging. It's so difficult. But unless you do that, you're never really going to know who you really are. And as a result, what you really want from other people. You won't be able to effectively communicate that in a direct and healthy way. So I always like to remind people, like, unconditional love for yourself is very important. I love the idea of that, Falcon. That's so beautiful. Like, love yourself. Find ways to be okay with who you are. It's not going to be 100% every single day, but if you can find that, like, nice middle ground that you can exist in and be like, I'm okay in my own thoughts. I'm okay when I'm alone. I'm okay trusting in myself a little bit. Those are really, really wonderful things to have in your repertoire of weapons against the world, honestly. It's something that's a shield that's going to protect you over and over again. They did, yeah, Vash, oh, what's up, man? Yeah, they did add those to the Nintendo 64, or the Nintendo Switch library. They added a ton of Nintendo 64 games to the Nintendo Switch library. I love it. It's a really good deal, too. One of the biggest mistakes I made with my last ex was falling back into codependency and dropping so many people, but the person I dropped the most was myself. House of May, I think that's such a powerful way to say that, because, yeah, it sucks when you're like, oh, I might have, like, burned a bunch of bridges of, like, people who I wish had stood by me, or I stood by instead. But I relied so much on this other person, I ended up not even relying on myself. And that's a really hard thing to do. And I think a lot of people get afraid of that because they're like, oh, that means I have to stand on my own 100% of the time. No, you can get into a relationship with someone, but it could be like 30-70 sometimes. Hopefully not always. Hopefully there's like a little tug of war with that a little bit. Maybe something less, that sounds like less of a struggle. But it's a sliding scale. Some days are going to be 90% 10. Some days are going to be 50-50. Some days are going to be 25%, 75%. And that's okay. And I think that that's a really important thing to explore because, I mean, at the end of the day, you're the only one up in here when you're going to bed, when you're closing your eyes, when you're getting ready to sleep. It's like you just read my brain because I've been nonstop whining about wanting someone to smooch and love. I love you all so much. Falcon, listen, we're always going to be here to give you a big collective community hug. You are awesome. You've been around for so long. You've been so wonderful to get to know. I hope that you get to see the things within you that the rest of us see, because there's a reason that every time you're in chat, we're really excited to see you. So every time you look at that tattoo, think about that. Think about that there's a whole group of people out there who are not just there to only be your safety net, but we're going to be pushing you forward as you explore who you are and as you figure out yourself. That's something that is very, very important. So I have to dip. Yo, Sad Waffle Monkey, take care. Thank you so much for vibing. Seriously. Have a wonderful start to your week. Anyone who's in an area where Juneteenth is, is off from work, off from school, whatever, which should be most places if you're in the U.S., I hope that you're enjoying your long weekend, and we all have a great start to the week together. It can be hard to find the right balance to do right by you and your loved ones. Sometimes it takes getting your hands messy, but it's very important to learn. Absolutely. The whole reason Morgan and I are where we are, a lot of you guys are always like, I want to find like a relationship like you and Morgan have. It was through trial by fire sometimes, like both of us had our own communication issues, and we still do sometimes. But it's the willingness to work through them and to find compromises and to be open enough that we go, okay, I'm being a little bit of a defensive fucking baby right now. And that's on me, and this is where it comes from. But yeah, I can acknowledge I was being a stinker in that situation. let's try again tomorrow and it's going to be better or something. Let's try again later today and it's going to be better or something. And that's just the way that, like, communication sometimes has to happen. It's sort of like what House of May said, where it gets messy. And that's hard to confront sometimes. It's really, really difficult. It's really heavy. But I promise you, once you start getting into that stuff, it gets way easier. Way easier. It gets way healthier. And you just feel more together with that person, but also, like, more confident in yourself as well. When me and my ex broke up, absolutely wrecked me to unhealthy degrees. Because I was dependent on them in an unhealthy degree. It took me years to recover from the life I led during that time. Have faith in yourself, love yourself. So proud of you for getting through a lot of that. And even if you're still struggling with some of it, obviously it sounds like even you writing that here in chat shows that you can acknowledge, like, publicly, you are doing better than you were. And you are someone who's pursuing change. You are someone who's elevating yourself beyond your past. And I fucking love that. That's awesome. That's great. What's up, Josie? Welcome to the stream. We are about to start up some Power Wash sims. So if people want to just turn off their brains and vibe here tonight, that's all that tonight's about. It's a chill time. People have been so unbelievably, like, ridiculous. Like, look at this shit. We're almost back to 400 subs. Like, unreal amounts of support tonight. I hope that tonight can just be good vibes with the community that's at your back, that's always going to be there, that's always going to be supporting the crap out of you, and is always going to be just, like, you know, here to give you a laugh, here to give you those cozy, warm vibes. Just going to be chill there, you know? It's what we're all about here. So I hope that tonight is all about you understanding that that you're a part of something greater. And that you are very much appreciated by me and by other people here. Let me get the game up. I'm so excited to do some more power washing, though. We're all about Girbeagly and Gerb Chaos. So true, though. I think that's, like, the two sides of this coin, right? And you flip the coin, but you have to flip it multiple times a stream because sometimes even a single stream contains both sides, right? Oh, man, I have so much stuff to do in this game, huh? Wait, there's even more. There's a gnome fountain? That's terrifying. I don't know if I want that. It's all about you, girl. On your 16th birthday. Fresh good news, I have meatloaf. Yo, Bree, you and me, we're built different. Because I know so many people who do not like meatloaf. And I personally love meatloaf. I like making homemade meatloaf specifically. So I'm all about that. I find that to be epic news, in my opinion. And anyone who has a contrarian opinion about that, I don't care. Eat your meatloaf. Be quiet. You know? Eat more broccoli or something. Who cares? You know? Meatloaf slaps. My dad makes it so good. There we go. Okay. What a good food. That's just hearty and filling and good. It's indeed homemade meatloaf. Hell yeah, Brie. Meatloaf is not for me, but I'm thrilled for people who love it. See, this is the way to be. That's the way to be. Good God. Oh, yeah, we're in this insane maze. I'm going to get so lost doing this. I already did 69%, though. That's nice. Hell yeah. Whoa. I think the last time I played this, we had a very lengthy discussion about weed, which is really funny that you guys were saying that the stream already made you feel high. So... Nice, yeah, 69 is going to be going away here in a second. So get your nices in, chat, before it hits 70. You better do it now. Get those nices in, because I'm washing away the 69 to make way for the 70 here. I love the way meatloaf tastes, but the texture... No, okay, that's so fair, though, A. You gotta cook it just right, right? You gotta have the perfect, like, mix of, like, ingredients as well to make sure that it's not just, like, a weird... Absolutely. I can agree with you on that one. Noise +1. Okay. Now we're just making up things. Everyone knows there's nothing after nice. And from a mod, too. I expected better from you, Austin. Why, you live on your own and all of a sudden you think you're a hotshot who can invent math. Nice plus... Stop! That's not true. Missed my moment for noise. Sanny, come on. How long have you been in this community now? How many times have you met? You've met me more times than some of the people here in this chat right now. As a elite member of the community who should be representing us in better ways, you should have been here for that noise. I'm disappointed. I'm straight. I can invent any math. Okay, that's fair. Damn it, Austin, you gotta hit me with the straights know how to do math clause. What's that about? What the shit? Oh my god. Just another reason the straights keep us down, chat. They control math. Listen, man, I'm sleepy. Okay, that's fair. What, are you busy performing comedy or something? Being talented and awesome? But happy Pride. Yeah, happy Pride for those who celebrate. Fight the man. Oh my god. What is this thing? What are these things supposed to be? It's called a globe. It's an armillary globe. What the hell are these? I've always wondered that. Like, I know that they technically can represent the planet as a globe, but like, what are they actually? Like, who made these? Why were these invented? You know? Globe shape. Well, don't eat a globe, please. I can't believe the straights are oppressing us with second math. I know, right? Also, do you know what's really funny with you saying globe shape? Would flat earthers just have a giant, like, saltine cracker? Is that what they would do if they wanted to eat the earth? It's like those of us who believe in a round earth, we would, like, eat like a ball. They would eat like a saltine. It's a globe with delusions of grandeur. It's a globe that's on OnlyFans because it's kind of missing some pieces. You can see right in there. You know, it's special bits. Happy Pride to those who celebrate or something. I don't know. I just go too busy photographing those silly guys on stage. But will I ever do comedy? I don't know. You should. You should do comedy because you're funny to talk to, honestly. Eat globe. Yes. Well, don't eat. Stop. Spheres of power and various cult thingamajiggies, obviously. They can pretend the saltine is a map. It'll work great. See right in there? What? Can you deny me? This is like its delicate bits right there. I'm the fluffer. No, God. The instrument could be used not only to model the movements and relative geometry of the heavens, but to carry out all sorts of calculations, such as the times of sunrise and sunset, the length of a day, and the... So it's like a combination like compass, clock, star map. That's actually kind of dope. I actually think that's really cool. Wow. Don't spray the delicate bits? Listen, if you're not cleaning your delicate bits, then we have other things to talk about here, chat. We talk about this all the time. Oh my god, risque. I know. It's TOS moment on stream. The start of my comedy career. Yeah, so a streamer I like told me to do this, so hi. Do you know how many people would laugh? And then you'd be like, you know, but that part's actually not a joke. And then they'd be like, oh. But then you'd hit them with, like, the best your mom joke or something. And then they'd be like, all right, I'm here for this. This actually rules. Brookie, what's up? Hello, hi. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Gotta be clean, gotta be fed, gotta be hydrated, baby. Exactly. Power washing your bits is contraindicated? Wait, is that a word? Someone teach me words. Because apparently I'm not the person to ask after the great touche debacle of 2023. I no longer trust my background as an English major the first 2 years of college. Yeah, that's hooray. Hey, how we doing? That is literally why we have the emote now. If you guys don't know about the touche emote, it's a free to use emote. Is this actually clean? I guess it's all the way clean now. Hi, Frank. Hey, what's up, Hooray? Lady Gray Malkin, hey. Yes, it's a word. What does it mean? It's the medical term for don't do that shit? Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like the pressure of a power washer. Wait. Bree, I don't want to put you on the spot, but you wrote over on the fan house chat the other day that you had gotten to use a power washer in real life. This is something I've yet to experience in real life that I really want to eventually. And the power of that. Are we talking that is theoretically feasible for making sure you're getting a nice clean scrub down? Or is that something that like you aim that at yourself and you're not going to be able to use your jumbly bits? Like, cause that's an ER visit. Cause I want to know. Doing good, just had hot dogs for dinner and my back cramps are gone now. Hey, I'm sorry that you had back cramps, but I'm glad that they are gone. Hot dogs for dinner? I had a hot dog for dinner as well. Look at us. Condition or circumstance that suggests or indicates that a particular technique or drug should not be used in the case in question. I feel like I should know that because I have a large portion of my family working in medicine. I feel like I should know that. My bro hit his hand once with a power wash by accident, tore his hand out. Really? It flayed the skin from the bones? No. You blast any part of yourself, you're probably not getting that part back. Okay, chat, do not aim a power washer at your jumbly bits. I feel like there are probably safer medical ways to handle that specific type of procedure. So we're talking. You would be like, all right, yeah, I'm in pain, right? Wash your bits, but not with a power wash. Yes, there we go. That's good. Chipotle grilled chicken burrito from Taco Bell. Now the hot dog. Yeah, listen, you've been a mod for too long, Brookie. We're starting to sink.
He only likes her because she's.
No, right? What the?
Probably like 25.
What the heck? Thank you so much for gifting us. Seriously though, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Bree. Bree was there. Don't say it that way. We just had a talk about spraying jumbly bits. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Bree, enjoy the emotes and the sub badge. Oh my god, make sure that you are saying thank you to Naray. Oh my gosh. That's really generous of you. Thank you for the support. Wash your bits, but don't wash them powerfully. There we go. Yeah, I think that's smart. A Twitch streamer inspired me to get clean, but now I can't feel my legs. Okay, yeah. All right. I guess because it's the internet and because anything can happen. I understand that theoretically my job is an influencer. Oh my god, Naray, thank you for a gifted sub to Josie Meow. Oh my god, Josie, enjoy the emotes and the sub badge. Make sure you're saying thanks to Naray for that kindness. That's so generous. Now you don't have to sit through ad breaks. Oh my gosh. Thank you very, very much, Naray, for your generosity. Josie was also a redacted word I'm not allowed to say. Well, I didn't say you couldn't say it. I just said, in the context of what we were just talking about, I feel like what an interesting timing to use that. And since it is 2023 and I am an influencer on the internet, I would like to drop a quick disclaimer 47 minutes here into the stream that I am not actually a Russian assassin. I know, exactly what a Russian assassin would say. But I am not actually a Russian assassin with mind powers. And also, I do not endorse power washing your private parts. Please don't do that. I know that that would be just medically a terrible idea. And you did not get the idea from here. If you do end up doing that, that is something that you got from your brain, and it actually goes against what we were talking about earlier in the stream of love yourself. And I feel like permanently maiming your jumbly bits with a high-powered, like, grout cleaning utility sprayer would probably go against that. So you literally would just not have listened to me. And as the influencer, you have to listen to me. All right? I am parasocially brainwashing you as we speak. All right? Never forget how to spell assassin because of an ancient Higa video. Oh my god, so many of those, right? Yeah, it's it's double S. You put the ass in the S. It's double S. I love seeing that Ryan is, so those of you guys who don't know Ryan Higa, he is like one of the first YouTubers that got big ever. Ancient history, like 11 years ago. And he was, so he used to do like really silly comedy sketch routines, and now he doesn't really post YouTube videos that often. Like a lot of us who are like, yeah, we're old now and we just want to stream and vibe with our communities. So he plays like a lot of like Valorant on his stream. He plays a lot of like competitive shooters now, which I did not realize he was into, but I think it's like kind of cool to see that he's still around doing his thing. And he's like kind of linked up with some of the offline TV people, which is fun. Now I can't love myself via maiming and mind control. Rude. Listen, I'm not saying you can't do that. Just don't do that here, okay? I didn't take away your freedom to do that in your own time in other communities. Just not here, okay? Yeah, ass ins. You know? That's the way that it goes. Happy Father's Day to our parasocial dad. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was planning a Ryan Higa tattoo today. Wait, really, Kia? You were gonna make a Ryan Higa tattoo? Oh, just a little temp tattoo. What is it though? I'm so curious, because a lot of people don't know who he is anymore, which is such a bummer. Because he was one of the OGs, and he was one of the people who ended up not being like a manipulative, creepy, like problematic douchebag behind the scenes, and it's just like a weird guy. But he was like, we wouldn't have the YouTube culture we have today, for better or for worse, without him. And I really appreciate a lot of the sort of like influence he had on early content creation. He's a really funny dude. But a lot of people don't remember him, as happens to many legends who have passed through this industry over the years. It's a wonder I'm still around at all and that anyone watches me at all. So, you know. Kev Jumbo is a king. Oh my god, forget you're name dropping some wild old school references. It's a little lamp tattoo. I love that. Ryan Higa and Tyler Oakley made a bunch of other OG YouTubers focusing more on streaming. Has been kind of cool. Yeah, it's so wild that Tyler Oakley's a streamer now as well, because I remember not only did he get huge on YouTube, but then he got into mainstream media. He had like a talk show or something, or worked for like a talk show or something, right? Or some like big like major network television show, which is like fucking crazy, because YouTubers have never been taken seriously by traditional Hollywood. They still aren't. And it's really, really cool to see a bunch of them like have those crossovers. I think that's really awesome. And I know that Tyler's around more in a limited capacity and doing like, yeah, like Twitch streams now and whatever. But it is kind of neat to see a lot of those like old school dudes that were around when I started still doing their stuff. That's where Tyler went. Yeah, isn't that wild? How we doing, by the way, Cactus? Hello. Yeah, a lot of those dudes kind of faded into obscurity and just sat on their money or picked up a different hobby, or some of them like went and got like regular people office jobs and like do that now and stay completely off the internet. It happens. Some people did like the Jenna Marbles thing, where they're like, I just don't want to come back to social media and I want to enjoy my peace, and that's okay too. There's just a lot of people moved on from content creation, which is understandable. This is an industry that burns you out really fast, and it chews through people, and people don't treat you very well on it. But it can be very fulfilling, and that's why I still do it, you know? I love to see the direction Anthony Padilla went. Yeah, it's really interesting that a lot of the like really old school dudes who made a certain type of content shifted up what they were doing almost completely. Whenever I make my YouTube comeback, which I'm hoping is this year, because I'm starting to feel a lot more confident and a lot less anxious and a lot less depressed, and I'm getting a better handle on my mental health and stuff. My content probably won't be pure Let's Plays anymore, and that's probably going to surprise a lot of people, because the 40 however thousand many people who follow me on YouTube are used to me being the indie Let's Play guy. I pretty much only did indie Let's Plays for the 10 years that I've been on YouTube. And I want to do that here and there. But I want to try different types of content as well. And YouTubers changed. Ecto, what's up? ASMR era? I don't think so. My voice is way too whiny and annoying to ever do ASMR. Plus, it like makes... It's so weird. ASMR is such an interesting use of your throat and vocal cords and stuff like that, and your like lung capacity. You need like I like get out of breath doing ASMR. Those of you who have been around for like the ASMR charity incentives that I used to do back in the day, I would get exhausted. I feel like I was about to like pass out when I was doing like ASMR streams. That made my like I run out of breath so easily. It's wild. They say that it takes like a similar type of like vocal strength as like screaming, which is wild. Kit, no way you just mentioned the Smosh magazine. Jesus, that's old school. Even Game Grumps shifted dramatically from what they used to. I love seeing people evolve. You're right. Like they obviously still do their Let's Plays as like a power hour thing, and like I've gotten to meet Aaron and Danny multiple times, and they're great, and they're really creative people, and they're very, very funny dudes. So it was just a matter of time, in my opinion, especially since Aaron has been around longer than me by a long shot. He used to be a Newgrounds creator back in the day. Like, that's how he got famous when he was like, I don't know, I think we were both like 13 or something when I found him. But, like, I've been a fan of his since he was on Newgrounds. And, like, it's so wild. I think that it was like a natural evolution for him to do stuff besides just making gaming videos. Emiato, hello. I might be an outlier, but I hate ASMR. Hey, it's not for me either, but it's, I have friends who really, really like it, and it helps them, like, go to sleep or concentrate, or if they're having like a panic attack, it helps them out. So, you know, I don't want to take that away from them. I'm glad that they have it, but yeah, it's not my thing either. But it's good to see you here, Emily Rose. But Anime Fangirl, hello, hi. But yeah, it's cool to see like 10-minute Power Hour being added to the Grumps repertoire, or them like working on like developing games and publishing games. That's cool as shit, you know. That's a content creator's dream, to be able to try new things and not have everyone leave them. And that's why that's a part of my buildup about coming back to YouTube. And I'll be fully honest about this, because there are some of you who have been watching me on YouTube forever, for way longer than I've been active on Twitch. And for me, I've built up YouTube, and this is obviously an internal battle I'm facing together, like with my therapy. But I am so fucking afraid I'm gonna put up a video on YouTube and no one's gonna give a shit. That everyone's gonna have moved on, that they're gonna think I'm like fucking boring, that I'm lazy, that I'm bad at whatever it is that I'm putting out. I'm afraid people are gonna go, you change too much. This isn't for me, unsub. And I've had a lot of people who have done that to me over the years, had said that directly to me, who haven't stuck by me because of XYZ stupid made-up parameter that they've created. I know that's outside of my control, and again, it's sort of like what I said earlier. Fuck them. Sorry. I hope that they enjoyed what they got to enjoy while it was there, but I hope they go find someone else. Don't waste my time anymore. But it is one of those things where it's a big monumental thing in my brain right now to come back to YouTube. And if you are one of those 44,000, 42,000, I don't know, how many followers, how many subs do I have on YouTube now? If you are one of them, and you've been waiting patiently, I want to say sincerely, thank you for waiting. Thank you for having faith in me, for looking forward to the next time I decide to post anything. I don't know when it's going to be. Hopefully sometime this year. I'd really like to get back to YouTube this year. I miss it. I miss it. I miss the community over there. If you're someone who double dips in that community and this one, you're the fucking MVP. You really are. There's no other way to say that, because you were willing to shift over here and hang out here while also supporting like the stuff I used to do. Like, that's so cool. Like, thank you so much for being awesome when it comes to someone who's just trying their best to do this wacky job I happen to fall into, you know? I'll say I stopped watching Jenna Marbles for a few years because the skits got stale for me, and when she started doing whatever made her happy, I came back because it was just so much more enjoyable. Watching creators who are genuinely having fun with what they're doing is always 1,000 times more entertaining. Ecto, I feel the same way because not only am I a creator, but I'm a fan of other people as well. So I agree, and I think that ego death is so important for so many people out there to experience, especially if you're in the content creator space. It is important to keep your ego in check, and it's also important to truly balance happiness in there, because if you're an absolutely miserable shit, people are going to be able to tell. Doesn't matter if it brings in millions and millions of views. If you aren't enjoying it, at some point that's going to seep through the cracks, you know? So, Brian, I made a 16-second TikTok with the red flag filter, downloaded it to upload a YouTube Shorts. Someone watched that and said, I'm a good YouTuber. Anything you do is going to be great. I appreciate that. I do, but I think more than that, and that's just the unpredictability of virality on the internet, which is so weird. I know I can't control how many people watch what I make. I can't control how much they enjoy the things I make. But what I can control is how much effort I put into it and how much I enjoy it. So I hope whenever I come back to YouTube, people know it's because I want to be there 100%. And I'm not going to give up here on Twitch either. Like I've told you guys, this is going to be the main thing still, is doing live streams. Because I like this live interaction and energy that we built up over the years. But I do miss making YouTube videos. And whenever that happens, you can bet your bottom dollar, like Annie says, that it's going to be stuff that I loved making, that I wanted to make, that I am excited to share with the world. And if I lose everybody and it's something that ends up attracting only attention of a small core group of people, so be it. Those are my people. Those are the people that I made it for. And I'll be happy. And that's fine by me. And that's the current plan. So, something I like to remember was a Vlogbrothers video from a long, long time ago where Hank Green said to make things you like. Because if you like it, other people will like it, and that's what the goal should be. Absolutely, and that's why I even started YouTube 10 years ago, right? It's one of those things where, like, I started making, and we talked about this back during the 10-year anniversary, right? And those of you who have been around for a while have heard me talk about this a lot, but I was a dumb 20-something in my crappy-ass one-bedroom apartment. And it was one of those things where, like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Just because I was an early adopter to YouTube, just because I was one of the, like, first, like, consistent personalities on the website, does not mean, like, I knew anything that I was using outdated equipment. I didn't know how to edit. Everything was self-taught back then because we didn't have these, like, 10-minute guides on how to use Adobe Premiere or DaVinci or whatever. Those didn't exist. People now have it a lot easier because, like, and it's still a challenge. Don't get me wrong. You still put hard work into it, but you can literally download apps on your phone to, like, edit YouTube videos with. You don't need, like, a fucking $900 piece of software like we did back in the day to self-teach yourself for 8 hours a day on, because there was no tutorial online. You had to read the Adobe forums, which were a goddamn fucking nightmare, or pray there was an answer on Reddit. Yeah, WikiHow, shit like that, exactly, Cactus. That you didn't have, like, the, hey, how to make a funny punch zoom in 10 minutes on Adobe Pro YouTube video that another YouTuber taught you how to do. How to set up OBS to do a Twitch live stream. You couldn't do that stuff. Everything was scuffed. And I was just like, I have opinions. I like playing video games. Morgan laughs when I'm sitting there playing a video game on the couch and I'm making funny commentary. You know? I might as well share that with the world. Other people are doing it. Cool, I can do that. I want to talk about my opinions on whatever. I want to do silly vlogs showing people, like, little slices of my life. That kind of thing was really important to me at the time, and still is. And that's how I started YouTube, was making stuff that I loved. And it's not that I didn't love doing Let's Plays of indie games and stuff. I did. I really, really enjoy doing that. I love showcasing, especially, like, underappreciated developers and stuff like that. But also, I want to try other shit. And so whenever I come back, like I said, whenever I come back, I'll be doing cool shit. I mean, it is a nice sign that the most recent videos I put up all have breached 1,000 views pretty easily. I hope that's a good sign that people will be ready for whenever I start making real content again. And like I said, if it's not, if people go, hey, you were gone too long, I forgot about you, hey, I forgot I was subbed to this channel, this shit's not for me anymore, you changed, whatever, I'm out of here, and I just got a small fraction of that core demographic I'm aiming at, so fucking be it. You guys are going to be great to have over there. And I hope you enjoy your time. I still get so many nice comments every single day on my YouTube channels. It's really cool. But I remember the days where it was very overwhelming. And I would get, 200 comments on a video and go, what the fuck is happening? Oh my god, they want more of this game that I didn't really enjoy that much. Well, I might as well do another, like, part 4 of this game. And it became more about the content versus more about me doing what I set out to do, which was share the things that I loved and wanted to do. Definitely, things were so different back then, and it's changed the space of YouTube with how it's changed now, too, I think. So much every time I consider making YouTube videos again. Yeah, it's really weird, House of May, because it's like, I'm not going to say everyone's fake now, but there's definitely, like, a lot of especially newer or younger creators who are... They think that they have to manicure their content a certain way. They have to market it a certain way. They have to market their appearance a certain way. They have to edit things a certain way. They have to manicure to a certain demographic. And that's really sad because I think you lose a part of yourself in your content when you do that. And it's very clear from all the weirdos I fucking know still making content, other fellow strange people like myself who have done it full time for years and years now and have made a living doing it. It's not necessary to do that, you know? And I understand, like, the social pressures out there are different now. And creator culture is, you know, as a career, is an appealing thing to some people now. When back then it was like, what the fuck? You make money doing YouTube? Morgan, I love you. Thank you so much. Dwucky, hello. Hi, welcome to the stream. Hello, hello, hello. And it's just one of those things where, like, I don't know. The whole culture's changed. In every way. Exactly, Lady Grey Malkin. You can't please everyone, so you might as well please yourself, right? And obviously there's a certain balance in there. Like, I'm gonna sometimes do something, like play a game that panders a little bit more. Like, I did, you know, the St. Jude stuff in May. If I can avoid playing horror games, I'm gonna do that. But I thought that would be a great thing for content, for charity, especially for a good cause, because you guys have been spending the past, like, however many years begging me to play more horror games. And I went, okay, I'll give you a whole month. Did I pander a little by doing that to the internet? Absolutely. Did I have a fucking blast doing it, and was it for a wonderful cause? Absolutely. There can be a balance there. And especially, like, if you're just doing it for a hobby, do whatever the fuck you want, because who knows? Some of your stuff might resonate with people, and it could take off. Or, if it never does, which is the case with like 99% of channels out there, you still got to do something and share something that you enjoyed with the world, and you might have put a smile on someone's face. You know? You don't know if you did or didn't. Most likely you did, though. You got to share a part of who you were by being authentically yourself. That's really cool. But in my case, you know, this is my business. So there are going to be business decisions made every now and then. But they still come from a personal place. Every single time they happen. Definitely, I feel like a big part of content creation is to just be yourself, but it's also super scary to be open, and it's something you learn over time. Yeah, I mean, House of May, you can ask any of the people who've been around here for, like, years. I'm talking, like, anyone who's been here for, like, 3 to 4 years up. I've undergone so many fucking changes. I've gotten so much more open with my community about some things. I have gotten so different in how I even do commentary over games. Like, how I talk about the creation space, how I talk about events and cool things I get to be a part of. I've gone through a lot of fucking change. So, it's just the natural ebb and flow of, like, life and maturity and experience and being a human being, for sure. I want to get super nerdy about the art / the act of creating and how it relates to overall health, but it's too much for text, and how grind culture affects it. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that I piss off the creator space on Twitter all the time. That I just, like, talk down to other creators, like, regularly, and I'm like, you guys are fucking idiots. You guys are acting like dumbass animals, believing X, Y, and Z, or telling people about X, Y, and Z, or bragging about X, Y, and Z. There's a reason. I got sick of it. I got sick of, like, all the people who say there's one way to do things. I got sick of, you know, obviously, as someone who comes from a psychology background, I am and someone who you guys have witnessed, if you've been around here for a while, you've witnessed me burn out multiple times throughout my fucking career, you know? So, I think that content creation is definitely a slippery slope. That is something that you have to be incredibly mindful of. Absolutely. But I'm done pulling punches. I'm done mincing words when it comes to talking about creators, because 99% of the creators, not 99% of them, 99% of the creators I see whining on social media about shit are the most entitled fuckers in the entire world. Not everyone gets to do this as a full-time gig. Even if you're someone who's making minimum wage and it's still a struggle, you know, you're paycheck to paycheck, I've been there. You get to do something a lot of people don't get to fucking do. And I find it incredibly inconsiderate to use your public platform to only talk about how you have it harder than everyone else. I do not have it harder than the person who works 2 to 3 part-time jobs just to make rent every month. I do not work harder than the person who is taking care of, like, a sick family member, you know, while they're also working their full-time gig at an office. I'm not working harder than the person who has to wake up at 6 a.m. to go and get screamed at by their manager every day. I work for myself. I wake up when I want. I make content when I want. I get to share my interests with the world. I think it's so fucking stupid and annoying and inconsiderate and mindless to be that way. And there's so many people who are just like, I don't know, just like they have an ego about them. And I'm just done babying other content creators because they're fucking full-ass adults and they deserve to feel bad sometimes. Especially if they're promoting grind culture dog shit. Just try harder. Just do it. No, that's not how that works. Try really hard, absolutely. Because nothing will be handed to you, especially in this fucking industry. I wish it was an easier industry sometimes, but it's not, and that's the reality of it. But it just, one of those things where once it is less about the creative passion that you have for the art, for the thing you're creating, for the people who rally behind the thing you're creating, and it becomes all about you, it doesn't matter if you're doing content creation or you're a fucking Hollywood movie star or you are someone who, I don't know, builds Lego houses and shares them on Instagram and goes viral there. You're probably never going to be happy. You're probably a miserable shit. And that is something that really bothers me about the current world of content creation. It really, really annoys me. Kiki's Delivery Service is literally my favorite Ghibli movie for that reason. Mario Rivera, thank you so much for the tier 1. I appreciate that. Can we get some pride and some hype here on the tail end of my rant? Rant of the night. And now we're back from another Girbeagly random rant of the night. Cutie, what's up? Good to see you here as well. Thank you, Mario Rivera. Enjoy the emotes and the sub edge. Thanks for supporting the stream. Thank you again to everyone who's gotten us so close to getting back to 400 subs, too. All of you are incredible. You know I feel your rant deep in my bones. This is all you and I ever talk about, Morgan. You're the best. No, you're the best. You're breathtaking. Come on now. I'm an idiot on the screen ranting about an industry that I work in and playing a video game about menial labor. I'm playing pretend right now. I'm not the best. You are all the best for being here and hanging out. But yes, Morgan and I ran about this shit back and forth all day long, all the fucking time. It's just one of those things where I tell people all the time, if I lose this job, if the rug falls out, you know, the floor falls out from under me, rug's pulled out from under my feet, I slip on a banana peel like a cartoon character and falls flat on my back, and I don't have this as an option anymore. I'm going to be incredibly grateful for every moment that I did have doing this shit. And I'm going to be incredibly grateful for every single person who supported my content while they did. And I am going to keep making content. Back when I had a full-time, I didn't just pop out and go, I'm going to be a full-time YouTuber and just have that as an option. I wasn't making enough money to live off of YouTube for the first 5 years that I did it. And then I had a couple lucky breaks, and I had a couple really cool things happen in my career, and, you know, it wasn't until about 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, that I got to be full-time at all. So, I'm really grateful. So, if the floor drops out, I'll just go back to what I used to do, which is maybe content will slow down a little bit, but I'll be working a full-time job, and I'll be rushing home to edit videos or stream, and I'm still going to make content. And if I lose monetization for some reason, I'm not making that cash flow anymore, I'll still make content. It's what I wanted to do. It's why I do it. You mean you weren't born with cams, professional mics, and lighting? Oh, I already went over all that, Morgan. I already went over the, now you can literally learn how to be a YouTuber in 15 minutes from another YouTuber on YouTube. It's fucking wild. I love that, though. I love how accessible it's become. In a lot of ways. I think grind culture is really unhealthy, and anyone who's like, yeah, I think you should have some basic editing knowledge or some, like, OBS knowledge, live streaming tech knowledge, whatever. you're deciding to do for content, just because that's good to have in general. But I think that it's kind of amazing that now you can just look up a guide, step by step it, and then boom, there's all your knowledge. I think that's cool. Just making a joke because you said you weren't born a YouTuber. Got it. Well, no, I know what your joke was. I'm just saying it. We already went over that part of it as well, though, where it's just like, man, oh man, it's so wild. Because it used to be Skype groups back in the day. That's how we all learned how to use, like, hey, I use Vegas Pro. Who in this group of random YouTubers on Skype also knows how to use Vegas Pro? Oh, sorry, man, I'm an Adobe Premiere guy. Oh, man, but I think that that guy knows how to use Vegas Pro. Oh, yeah, I know how. Let me teach you how to do the thing that you're trying to do. And it would be like 4-hour Skype calls of us trading info back and forth and teaching each other how to, like, do shit. And it just... it's very, very, very funny now that you can look up those guides. I love that. You guys don't have to waste your fucking time to learn how to edit now. It's amazing. I swear I hear the Skype noises in my nightmares. Yeah, they're deeply ingrained in my brain for sure. Anime Fangirl, I hope you have a good shower, by the way. Oh, jeez, Skype, yeah. Skype might regret it, yeah. Oh, my God. Hey, we didn't have Discord back then. None of us can feel bad about using Skype because we literally did not have Discord yet. When Discord got invented, it was a godsend. Too many unspeakable things came from Skype. Yep. It was the dark ages of the creator internet culture, for sure. And social internet culture. For sure. My friends and I trying to sync up movies. Right, yeah, the meltdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, God damn it, mine froze. Oh, mine skipped ahead 10 seconds. Shit! That was the worst. Things have definitely changed a lot, though. I'm happy for creators now. I had a debate with a friend a couple years ago. I think I've mentioned this before. But he was like, I hate that anyone can blow up on TikTok and doesn't have to, like, grind content and learn what it's like to really create a community and become, like, a content creator. And I was like, no. Like, that's unhealthy. What we did was fucking unhealthy, bro. It was bad for us. No wonder why you're emotionally stunted. But it's like one of those things where, like, yeah, so many drop calls with Skype. It was literally the most unreliable messaging service of all time, I think. But it's all we had. But it's one of those things like, yeah, I think that there definitely needs to be some level of, like, social decorum when it comes to creating a community. Like, you want to be a good role model. You don't want to be a piece of shit. You don't want to be, like, so clueless that you're being, like, creepy and parasocial with fans. You want to be aware of, like, the creator ecosystem, so you're not, like, self-promoting in, like, someone's Twitch chat or, like, YouTube comment section or Twitter replies all the fucking time. Like, stuff like that is absolutely stuff that needs to be learned. But I think you, like, kind of pick that up over time, and a lot of that stuff isn't necessary right off the bat. I think that, like, most people have the common sense on how to, like, be nice to other people on the internet or to, like, foster, like, good vibes. So, like, if you go viral overnight and you suddenly have people who are like, yeah, do more, like, dog impression, like TikToks, where you just bark into, like, the mic. Like, that's funny. Like, I don't see why that's a bad thing. Why do I want someone to make $0 off of their content and do that for, like, 6 years and feel like shit about themselves and be like, I am exhausted from, like, working a full-time job and grinding fucking back. The standard we had, which was incredibly unhealthy, that I've shared before, was if you were not working your full-time job and also pumping out 2 full 15-minute Let's Play videos a day, you fell out of YouTube's algorithm. Tell me how that's healthy. Tell me how me rushing home from my work shift at 9 p.m., immediately recording 2 videos, editing the 2 videos, going to bed at 2 a.m., and then waking up again at 6 a.m. to do it again was healthy ever. That was the most fucking unhealthy time in all of content creation. Did I learn a lot? Did I gain the skills to be hardened up enough that I've survived every fucking big roller coaster wave that's come through the industry over the years? Yeah, sure. Whatever. You can make that as an argument, sure. Would I have survived it without all that, though? Maybe. Maybe. I could have. There's no way to say no, I wouldn't have. It's really fucking stupid to think that everyone needs to grind forever. My last therapist would encourage me to take risks and make messes so I could learn that way when I got too into my head, and in many ways, that's exactly how people grow. Exactly, you make a little mistake here and there, and as long as it's not egregious, there's a good chance that you learn from it, and you don't do it again, or you do it in a lesser fashion. They were so mad, and for what? They said he only made videos to get views, and I was like, it's TikTok, don't all of you? Yeah, TikTok is like, I don't know, I could fire off a TikTok of me picking my nose right now, staring deep into the camera, not saying a fucking word, and someone would go, Brian, oh, what is this? And I'd be like, it's fucking, who cares? It's just silly, haha, goofy stuff. Why not, dude? If I want to use my TikTok for that kind of insane chaos, like, I literally am allowed to do that. What are you going to fucking do about it? You can't stop me. You know? The same type of people who glorify a 50-hour-a-day work week and tell you you're not doing enough if you actually have time to buy. Exactly, Cactus. Grind culture needs to die, and I'm glad to see that it's starting to in some places. Not quickly enough, but it is happening at least. Small steps, it's like we said the other day, small steps lead to those big results. Maybe we won't get to see those results in our lifetime, but hopefully future generations will. I'm not on Book Talk because I don't read, but I'm invested. Yeah, Cutie, that's the thing, is sometimes I'm like, I don't know anything about this fucking topic. I'm just gonna watch what these creators are doing. Oh yeah, I forgot. I put a gnome in here. Is he there? Chat, the gnome from last time's missing. Where the fuck did he go? We have a rogue gnome on the loose. This is scary. Keep your eyes peeled, chat. It's become a first-person horror game. It's like Doom now. Oh, no. He's out to get you. That said, my tips for new creators, the things that have stood the test of time since I was a smaller creator. How did you end up back here, brother? Step number 1, make stuff that you actually enjoy making. Step number 2, the more you self-promote, the more other people will not like you and talk behind your back and make sure that you don't have opportunities. Step number 3, make genuine friendships and do not use people just to network. Sometimes you'll come across some kind of some sort of situation where it is pure business. You know, like I've met like people who work at Razer and Elgato and stuff like that. And we're not going to be pals. We'll be friendly to each other. But most of the time, the understanding is it's business. But learn how to separate those from your actual friendships. Don't treat other creators like business opportunities. So those are my 3 things that have always held true. And that year after year, I see those exact patterns repeated over and over again. You got the one person who makes shit that's burning them out, and they're miserable on camera all the time, and you can start to see the cracks in their sanity, and they're like, all right, guys, back for part 452 of playing Layers of Fear. Oh, boy, love this game. Fun. And people fucking hate that shit. You got those people who are like, oh, wow, you played that game? I just made a YouTube video on that game, too. Wow. So cool. Everyone knows what the fuck you're doing. Don't do that. Literally everyone knows what you're doing. And if you're not meaning it that way, that's how you're coming across. And then there's always the people who are like, oh, this big streamer hit me up because they said they're a fan of my work. And they want to collab. Oh, can't wait to, like, get some shout-outs from them. Always, at some point, comes out. Everyone finds out about it. Your circle gets a lot smaller. Those are the big 3. Not hard to follow. Outside of that, just fuck around. There's literally no formula on how to do this. There's literally no guarantee to success in this. So you might as well just have fun doing shit. You know? So that's what I recommend. So my industry has multiple areas, and there's an area that is that 60-hour grind while underreporting their hours, and it's toxic AF. Work to live, not live to work. I like that mentality in Array, for sure. I remember years ago I did like 9 days of videos about supernatural videos and regretted it because it was not as fun as my obsessive thinking thought it was, and stopped at day 6 instead. Right. And here's the other thing, too. Take chances, and if it doesn't work out, be like, hey, I get to keep this thing as my own thing. You know, it's like one of those things that, like, I think that a lot of the times, content has proven to me, that's a thing that's not going to fucking work with your community right now. You can maybe revisit it later, or it's just something that might never work. So, maybe it's time that, maybe it's time to keep that, put it in my back pocket, and make that a fully me time thing. Make that the thing that I get to enjoy in my personal time and know that it's just for me for now. Maybe make some, like, social media posts about it every now and then and see who's, like, interested. But, like, just really fully enjoy it and don't try to commodify fucking everything that I do. I think that's always a good reminder in those moments. And then the other thing is it gives you a better understanding of, like, what is going to pop off then. What is going to resonate with your audience. Definitely, some things you think nobody will care about and be your biggest videos, and some things you think will be great but won't turn out so popular, and that's fine. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Supernatural video day 7, 1 year later. Yeah, you might want to revisit it, House of May. There we go. I like that. I like that. I'm actually almost done with this. I thought this maze was going to be, like, the biggest nightmare of a map in this game because of how spread out everything was, and the fact that the first night we were in here, I literally got lost in it, even though it's really not that confusing. And I think we're about to finish, chat, which is kind of dope. I like that. Did you find the hidden room? That's what I'm in. And I put the gnome back where he belongs. This little alcove. You know? I'd love to, but I deleted that channel and created a new one with no backup. All good, it happens. Sucks that you didn't save it for posterity. I have a bunch of friends who are like, I think I might delete my channel and then start a new one. And I'm like, don't delete the old one. Just put it on private so you have all that stuff on for posterity. And maybe you want to public it again. And even if you don't, you're like, I have all these cool memories. Like, the number of, like, times Morgan will go back and, like, watch old vlogs of us traveling and be like, I'm so glad that we captured a lot of these memories on video. I'm, like, so glad that we have these still. I'm glad we didn't delete these videos, like, as cringe as they feel. Like, I showed you guys a bunch of my videos during the 10-year anniversary, you know? So, oh, you are sorry. No, it's all good, Lady Gray. It's literally a maze. So, we're all a little bit lost in here, right? You're fine. Don't power wash the gnome's bits. I'm trying not to. Honestly, it's just one of those things where there's not really a wrong way to do content, but you made that thing. Have some pride in it. Even if it, like, you're like, this sucks. Years later, man, this fucking blows now. At least keep it for you, for posterity. Sometimes you might learn from it. Sometimes you might want to revisit it. You might be like, this is a funny old idea that I used to do. Maybe people will be into it now. You know? Or just to look back as your personal memories. Like, oh, this is where I started. Look how far I've come. There would have been no 10-year video if stuff was gone. Exactly, Austin. Yeah, that's why people are like, hey, all these other YouTubers that started at the same time as you or, like, in your group have, like, privated or deleted all their old videos. And I'm like, that's so fucking silly. I want to see where I came from. I feel proud as fuck compared to where I started to where I am now as a creator. I'm proud as fuck at the person that I become and the type of content that I make that's so funny to me and fun. You know? That's the way that I look at it. And also, it's a nice reminder for people who are, like, newer to content creation spaces to be like, oh, Brian fucking sucked at what he did. All his shit was scuffed as fuck at one point. Oh my god. If he could get through that and do that, I guess anyone can do it. Or you can feel not as bad if your shit is currently scuffed. You might be like, yeah, my shit looks like this, but like, that doesn't mean it's always gonna look like it. That's cool. I'm glad if I can inspire people that way. I went to check the Power Wash Twitter to see if they announced an exact date for the SpongeBob DLC. I didn't realize they announced the 29th. Yeah, Brookie, I'm so excited. SpongeBob DLC. Yeah, Yamanaka, it's going to be great, honestly. Even the other day, I watched the first video on my current channel. It was so shocking. I know nobody understood my ass because I couldn't understand what I was saying. Yeah. Wild, huh? And sometimes you're like, that was me? That's so weird. For better or for worse. Sometimes you're like, I came really far. Or you're like, oh, I kind of wish I could make content like that still. And maybe you'll be ready to eventually, like me. Like I will make my triumphant return. 40,000 lil YouTube babies awaiting my return on YouTube. I'm gonna get back to them. In the meantime, we could maybe get to 40,000 followers here. That'd be sick. Get matching numbers on the channel. Wolford28, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in. How was your stream? What were you up to? Thank you so much for raiding it. If you are new here, raiders, make sure that you're reading the rules so you don't get timed up by Miyamoto or Nightbot, but it's nice to have you here. Welcome to the stream. What were you guys up to over on Wolfer's stream? What was going on? I missed a lot. What are you talking about? Daybreak, just talk about old school YouTube a little bit and like my time starting off and how hopefully someday I have the self-confidence again to get back to making YouTube videos regularly. It's been a long break for those of you guys who don't know. I haven't recorded a YouTube video, a proper YouTube video in probably years now. But I used to, that's how I started my full-time content creation career was I became a YouTuber, and then I lucked into the magic of making money through content, and then I went, okay, I guess this is my job now. But before then, I worked like regular people jobs for a very long number of years. So, also great to go back and look if your passion is flagging, see why you were doing. Exactly, like be inspired by more impassioned you. Absolutely. Making a YouTube video today? No, I'm not doing one today, but I'd like to. I'm still in the process of getting back to it, but streaming's been really wonderful in the meantime. I feel like I've gotten to meet a whole new side of the internet and a whole new side of even my community, because some of you, the craziest fucking part is there's some of you who have been actually watching me since I started YouTube 10 years ago. So that's kind of wild. Right? Or some of you have started watching me even when I started going full-time like 5 years ago. That's just wild to me. That's unreal. Love YouTube. It made my childhood a little brighter. Well, Daybreak, eventually I will be returning to it, I promise. So maybe you'll see what my content's like over there. And I'm just talking to people about how I used to be known for indie Let's Play games back in the day. That was like my big bread and butter thing. That's how I got all my sponsorships and working with dev companies and other cool shit. And I haven't done it in a while, but whenever I come back, I'm going to be making content that's a little bit different than that. I'm going to be doing Let's Plays here and there, but probably not as much. So instead, I will be crossing my fingers that not everyone gets sick of whatever I'm doing or thinks that it's not good enough, it's too big of a change, whatever. And they give it a chance, and they continue to give me their support, and we start a new era over there. I think it will be neat. That's growth, baby. Yeah, I'm trying to have it be. Squeebles, hello, hi, welcome to the stream. Love your username. Even though I watched you a year or two before I watched here on Twitch, I feel like here's where you finally got to see me interact, because I was and still am a huge lurker on YouTube. Don't leave comments as much. I still appreciate every single moment you watch a YouTube video. Yeah, Brookie, you've been around in the community a long time. Because, yeah, you were active on the YouTube channel way before I ever became a regular Twitch streamer. And I appreciate that forever. I really do. And it's been cool to be able to dabble with different styles and types of content creation throughout my career. So I really hope that people on YouTube haven't been waiting with bated breath for a very specific type of thing, and then they're just going to be really disappointed when I come back. But that's the anxiety that me and my therapist are fighting together. At some point, I will be back. I know I will be, and I hope it's this year. I really hope it's this year, and I hope it's a blast. You know? So, Kettle, happy birthday to you! I hope you're having a lovely birthday. You're going to do great. Thank you, Morgan. I love you. I never usually have time to catch a lot of streams, but I'm here now. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. It's really cool of you. Hope you enjoy your time here. Tonight, I got home late from hanging out with Morgan, my partner's parents today, which is fine. It was a lovely, relaxing day. It's a freaking Sunday, you know, and a lot of people have tomorrow off, which is great. So I decided to just do a little bit of chill power wash vibe and rant stream like we do here on Selfish Sundays, as I like to call them. Sundays are my day. I get to decide everything. So today I just wanted to vibe with some chill, laid-back power wash and rant a little bit. It is what I do best. And that's the other thing, too. I might do some commentary videos, guys. You like my rants here? I might do some commentary videos on the YouTube channel eventually. I'd love to rant about a lot of shit. Even some of the stuff we talked about tonight, just about how ungrateful I think today's creators are and how fucking annoying they are. Because they're entitled little babies. My presents included stuff for my cat, like a window perch and a new fountain, so I'm stoked. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. I love that so very much. I really, really do. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Good stuff. You have anything else planned? I'm sorry, I accidentally just almost turned on shield mode, accidentally clicking over my chat window here, so I can move it and read you guys a little bit better. Hold up. Rant streams are the best. I'm glad you think so, because it's the only skill I have. I literally just closed my fucking chat window. Trying to move it! Professional streamer. I'm sitting here. I've been full-time streaming for half a decade, guys. Here's a secret for everyone. You never get better at this shit. You just don't. Okay? That's so funny. Alright, let me get this situated again. God damn it. That's so fucking funny that just happened. That said, I met a lot of really nice people through content creation who are very grateful for what they have and haven't lost sight of what's going on because of money or weird shifting entitlement and ideals or fame or a smidgen of attention after they were so desperate for some in like high school or something that they carried that into adulthood and just became like little shitty babies about it. I've met some people who are not like that, and it's been great. So we've been silenced. Listen. The fountain has a UVC sterilizer and a little bowl up top, so there will still be water collected if the power goes out. And it's steel instead of plastic, so it'll be cleaner. Yeah, hell yeah, Kettle. I love that. I love that. Daybreak, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going to be the next Moist Critical here and talk about how doo-doo poo-poo I think certain games are and cringe. I could do that all fucking day if I wanted to. I'm probably going to just, like, look up insane TikToks and, like, talk about those on stream instead. Met some of our besties in content and honestly some of the nicest people I've ever met. Yeah, exactly. On the positive side of it, we have met some of our best friends through content. On the not so positive side of it, I've met people that I don't want to creator clash. I want to bare knuckle box until they can't walk anymore. But that's for a different type of creator event. Charlie's a national treasure. Nobody can tell me otherwise. I mean, here's my thing. Charlie is a huge creator. So I have watched him get away with some pretty bad fucking vile opinions here and there. That said, he's also a gray area person where he's had plenty of really great takes. And I think that it's great that, you know, most people can see that about him. But he also has some of the most iconic fucking hilarious videos on the internet for sure. Absolutely. But no one's above scrutiny and criticism, as long as you're not doing the terminally online thing where you're holding people to impossible standards, right? Some of the most ranked people, yeah, we've gone to like conventions, and I've met people for 30 minutes who I'm like, I hope this person has their computer explode and they never can access YouTube again, so they can never make another YouTube video again. He's been around for so long. Yeah, there's a reason Charlie survived for as long as he has. Don't hit the dino's bits with the power with Duray. I'll try my best. Creator brawl in front of Denny's? Yeah, and then I'll freaking hide the body in the gutter. Twitch staff watching, by the way, since apparently I've been told that you've been lurking a few streams in a row now. For TOS legal reasons, all of this is a joke. It's funny, haha. I would never do that to a person. He had a few really bad takes recently, but I like that he tries for level-headed. I think that some of his bad takes, I hope that he walks back. But outside of that, for the most part, yeah, he comes from a fairly balanced place. He does a lot of devil's advocate stuff. But every now and then he's just like, no, this was like a bad, like he'll point out someone who's like genuinely shitty and be like, this was a really shitty take by them, and I hope that they stop being cringe, you know? But, so, bad take like Spider-Verse sucked bad, or no, unfortunately a little bit more on the human rights side of things. In Hunger Games, in Minecraft, in Hunger Games 2 on Saturday. Yeah, those of you guys who missed the retweet and missed the obvious hints that I've been dropping the past few streams, there is going to be a Neat Dude Hungry Games Minecraft stream number 2. I remember his hunger. No, this has nothing to do with him, Birdsbang. I'm talking about mine. Stop talking about another streamer in my chat. This is Selfish Sunday. This is about me, so shut up. I'm talking about my Neat Dude Minecraft Hunger Games tournament. The second one, it's coming up this fucking Saturday, so listen with your ears instead of talking about fucking Charlie. Oh my god. Can you imagine if I did that? Like, seriously? You guys wouldn't have eardrums, I promise you. I would, my neighbors would call the cops. It would be a disaster. We're going to be doing a second one for Team Neat Dude. It's going to be a second Minecraft Neat Dude, Hunger Games modded survival stream. We're breaking up into teams. Very excited. It's going to be great. It's going to be for charity again. It's going to be for a good cause. It's going to go into us continuing to raise money for Rainbow Railroad. If you guys don't know about Rainbow Railroad, it is an LGBTQ plus organization that has done an unbelievable amount of good in the world. Team Neat Dude raised for it last year, and as a team, we raised somewhere around 20K, I think. We're already past that amount this year, and it is just going to go up from here. This time, teams were re-randomized, so those of you who were really in love with District 8 with me and Boozin', I hate to tell you this, but me and Boozin' got broken up. We got pulled apart. Just wasn't working out anymore. You know, District 8, you can't hate. We'll always have that. Well, that will be our always. But my boy Boozin' and I have been pulled apart by fate, by the games. Again, the Capitol, in all of its infinite evil, has pulled us apart. And I have a brand new partner who I'm not revealing quite yet. But I think that you're going to like them because they are unbelievably chaotic. And I like them a lot. And I hope that we create some great content. I hope it's a good time for a good cause. So, yeah. My team was one of the last teams last time. Yeah, that's because Boozin' has a huge brain, and he hard carried us through it. I'm not nearly as efficient, and I know that my partner is also not nearly as efficient. I think that they are wonderful. But I also know that the two of us, with our neurodivergent tendencies combined, it's gonna be an absolute clusterfuck. It is not going to be it's not gonna be nearly as competitive for my team. So it's gonna be really very bizarre, but hopefully very funny. So alright. Can't believe we're here for the great Girbeagly breakup. I know. Back from my shower? Welcome back, anime fangirl. Unbelievably chaotic. That is literally anyone on Neat Dude. I know. I didn't exactly narrow it down very much. I will say this much about this person. They're relatively younger than me. To the point where I, in previous streams, have mentioned that I feel like they're like a little sister energy to me. And that I want to protect them because of that energy. They are someone that I only recently got to know better, but they are someone that I will protect, and if anyone goes at them, I will attack. You know? So, that's all I'll say about it. That's all I'll say about it. So, if you want to guess, you can guess. I'm not going to confirm or deny any of the guesses happening in chat. But all I'm going to say is I know the chemistry is going to be off the walls, but it might be so off the walls that we just fuck around and do silly things and end up losing by a long shot. So that's all I'm going to say about who this person is. But they are someone who post my big rant about how shitty I think a lot of the new generation of creators is someone who I have a lot of faith in and think is doing a freaking great job with the community that they have and the fun content that they make and the energy that they bring to the space. They're very refreshing in a lot of ways. Can't wait for Saturday? Yeah, it's going to be fun. So, Pitbull older sibling. Even if I guess wrong, I'm excited. Everyone on NeatDude is so cool. Yeah, they are. I wouldn't have been disappointed with most of the people who I would have been able to play with. And I'm really happy that this person and I got randomized together. That's all I'm going to say. So, yeah, Beeps and Mick are hosting. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so funny. So, Beeps, if you guys don't know, Beeps, hey, what's up, Fizzy? Beeps won the last NeatDude Hungry Games. And as a result, got welcomed into the Capitol and gets to be a host of our suffering, the tributes, as we try to raise awareness of the Capitol's misdeeds while also raising money for an incredible LGBTQ plus cause. If you guys don't know much about Rainbow Railroad, you can Google them, but they have done a lot as far as advocating for legislature involving LGBTQ plus rights, for ensuring certain marginalized groups are protected, providing funds for like legal support for people, crisis resources for LGBTQ plus youths, which I think is really important, educational resources for LGBTQ plus youths, especially in communities where that kind of information is kept from them or not openly available. I know for one, if I had gotten access to a lot of that stuff when I was younger, I wouldn't be nearly as fucking weird as I am now. And it would have been really helpful and nice. So if we can put that into more people's hands, and especially protect marginalized groups, this is one of those causes that can help do that. And there's going to be donation options. Again, if you guys have not seen the retweet that I put up, I think it detailed a little bit of it. But people will be able to donate to the charity to activate certain bonuses. So, like, if you donate X amount of money and you're like, this team needs, like, better armor, you can donate money to the LGBTQ plus charity, and then we can get a little care package drop, just like in the Hunger Games movies, that will give us, you know, better gear, healing items, you name it. And it's going to be an ultra hardcore mode, so even with a full hunger bar, we will not be able to restore life. We will have to craft or find health potions. So it's going to be really intense. Really, really, really intense. So, you know how people talk about needing a pit bull / guard dog friend? Yeah, oh yeah, okay, Cactus. No, that makes sense. So, I am definitely one of the people who considers myself, a guard dog of this, of my partner that got picked for this upcoming Hunger Games thing. So, excited. Team NeatDude has raised $20K plus for Rainbow Railroad this month so far, really hoping for a big impact. Absolutely, Naray. Yeah, the fact that that was our record last year and we're already past it, you guys are doing so much good for so many people out there who need it. Like I said, like we talked about, using your platform for something good. We're all trying to do that on Team NeatDude. I'm like infinitely proud to be a part of this stream team. I also can't wait to see what number district you're in. I know that detail doesn't matter as much, but it's fun to build a back. Yes, absolutely. Because again, like Boozin and I didn't really touch on it super hard, but it did end up becoming like a really funny bit to do the like District 8, you can't hate. Oh, everyone sing along with the national anthem from District 8. Everyone knows this anthem. I mean, that was just a blast. I freaking and I got a great new friend from that because Boozin and I, then like the very next week or like 2 weeks later or whatever, went to the St. Jude Summit, not knowing that the other one was at the summit. And when we saw each other, we went, I didn't know you were here. Whoa! And we got to like hang out and chat and like become closer friends. That was awesome. I love that. That was so great. I hate that. I like watching it, but playing that scares me. Oh, that's fair, Cactus. That is fair. Lily Peach, hello. Hi. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm just vibing with some late night power wash sim. Just chilling out here tonight. The later night, but it's a night that I appreciate because chat's been full of awesome people all night. You guys have been wonderful. You guys have been very sweet. Very, very cool. Thank you for being here. Thanks for vibing. I hope you all are having a good... Make sure that you're stretching, getting water, taking care of you. If you got to swap over to PJs, comfy pajamas, brush your teeth, get a nice blanket, put on your favorite hoodie, you know, your comfort hoodie. It's all about the vibes tonight. I've gone on a couple angry rants, but they've been pretty short-lived. For the most part, I just want to chill tonight and enjoy everyone who's here. Look at all the purple names. Yeah, purple seems to be a really popular color in this community, and I don't blame you guys. I love purple. I love purple. I'm into my jammies already. Good. You're ready to relax then. I hope it's been relaxing. And you know, we haven't cast shade on too many people. Me talking about Charlie being held publicly accountable, for instance, that's not shade. That's literally just what's going on in the space. I'm echoing the thoughts of a lot of other people, both viewers and creators out there. We're just like, I think as a creator, you never hold other creators to impossible standards. You just hope that they do a lot better. You hope that they walk things back. You hope that they learn. You hope that they become better people. Because none of us are fucking perfect. All of us, I guarantee you every single creator out there has something funky. You know? It might not be ongoing. It might just be something weird that they are guilty of in the past. But you just always hope people are working on being mindful and improving. Being better people. I'm making 1 a.m. hummus right now. Yo, Lavender Menace, I hope it comes out really well. I've thought about making hummus a million times in my life, to the point where I even bought a can of chickpeas, and then I never ended up using them for hummus. I think I just ate them straight up, like mix them in with like a salad or something. Because I was like, it is like $2 to buy a pre-made thing of hummus, and I know I would get more hummus, and I know I would get it seasoned to taste, and I know that it's not that hard to make hummus, and it'd be way cheaper if I homemade hummus, but I don't want to go through all that, you know? But I hope yours turns out great. Nobody's perfect. I gotta work it again and again till I get it right. My favorite color, food, and animal has not changed at all from a child to now. It's always been Poiple. Poiple's a good one, though. I like it. There's a reason that my Diablo 4 characters are all dressed in purple. It's just nice. It's a color that, you know, has like this really strong energy about it. It feels kind of regal, right? Plus, all my my characters look like total babes in it, you know? They look like femme queens in it, to quote Hannah Montana. Part of adulting is growing as humans. Exactly. Purple chat. Yeah, very purple tonight. Y'all are looking purple tonight, chat. Y'all are looking so cute tonight, chat. I hope that you know that. Hope you feel it in your bones. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Exactly. None of us are perfect. You hold up a magnifying glass. I mean, even me fucking talking about this, there's someone out there who's like, Brian's always fucking shit talking. What a piece of shit. You can believe that if you want. You can feel that way if you want. You're valid in feeling that way. I hope you go find a different streamer that you enjoy more instead of whining and complaining, because you can't fucking change me. That's the way that it goes. That said, when I've done truly problematic stuff, some of it which has been very public, you can probably find evidence of it online, or at least in my apologies about it, I've grown and changed from it, because you have to. Because if you don't, You're a fucking sociopath. And like Morgan and I were saying earlier, there's been a couple people who I have either fully lost or am in the process of losing faith in, that I have known sometimes for years, sometimes just see in the public eye a lot. Always a bummer. You're beautiful, Brian. You see, is there someone else named Brian behind me? It's really nice that you complimented them. Nobody's Perfect was one of the songs on my iPod Nano, and I accidentally added it twice, so I know that song well. You wanted so badly to be reminded of that mentality that you put it on there twice. We aren't meant to be stagnant as people. Right, it would be very fucking boring. I used to say this years back all the time, and I still stand by it. But we would be the most boring fucking species on the planet if everybody liked the exact same things and did the exact same things. You know? Can I ask what's your favorite game or games? So I'm a boomer. So my favorite game is one that most people here probably have no idea what it is, or at least have never seen it. My favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy VI. It was on the Super Nintendo. It came out on the Super Nintendo many, many years ago as Final Fantasy III here in America. And then they remastered it and they re-released it on like PlayStation and every other console under the sun as its true title, which was Final Fantasy VI. And the reason it was called Final Fantasy III was because Final Fantasy 1 and 2 were imported to America back in the 90s. And then what ended up happening was Japanese, the devs at Square Enix were like, or Squaresoft at the time, were like, American audiences are actually really unbelievably fucking stupid, and they probably won't get the Final Fantasy 3, 4, and 5. So there's no reason to port those over to, and they weren't wrong. There's no reason to port those over to America. So we're not going to do that. So it wasn't until the Super Nintendo, after the first two titles launched on the regular Nintendo, that another Final Fantasy came to America. And it was Final Fantasy 6/3 in America. And the game, it's so good. There's so many characters, the music is beautiful, there's awesome storylines. It's at the time, it was like so technologically impressive. I love that game. I've played through that game like 8 million times in my life. It's a really, really cool game. And then they renamed it and re-released it, and then after Final Fantasy VII came out, and they just released that in America as Final Fantasy VII, and people in America were like, what, 1, 2, 3, 7? What happened? And then they started back releasing. They started going back and releasing the real 3, 4, and 5, and now we have all of them in America. You can now play Final Fantasy 1 through 6 on the Pixel Remaster. Yeah, you've been able to for a while in various iterations, but from my friends who work at Square Enix, the Pixel Remaster is the definitive way to play those old games. So, give me those ads. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, hey. Yeah, if you're getting hit with ads right now, we do have ads enabled on the channel now. So, I won't talk about anything too important until people are back from ads. But my cats came to watch stream too. That's so cute. The Count from Sesame Street would be so mad at this counting. So true. I'll wait until Lily is... Oh, you're back? Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm so glad. Yeah, sorry to anyone who's not subbed or doesn't have Twitch Turbo. You will be hit with ads. Just, if you don't know what's going on, there's an announcement that's pinned in the announcement section of the Discord about my current situation. It's a temporary financial hiccup, which sucks, but I am currently running ads specifically so that I can make a little bit of extra ad revenue the next like 6 to 12-ish months as I'm paying off a gigantic bill that I want nothing to do with, but I am legally responsible to take care of, even though it is not my fault. And those are my least favorite kind of moments in life. But hey, bitching and whining about it's not going to do anything for me, so I might as well just take care of it in the ways that I can. And I am unbelievably grateful that I have a community that understands why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, and you guys have been everything that I could have dreamt of and never would have expected, because it's just the generosity has been infinite, and I don't know how to ever thank everybody. If you're talking about more modern games, by the way, Lily, I wanted to wait until you're back. Slap me in the face with 8 ads in a row. No. I put it on the minimum, which is 3 minutes of ads an hour. I do not want to ever push that many ads down people. Like, that's just excessive. But, like, my most favorite modern game, well, Diablo 4 just came out, and I've not been able to stop playing that at all. So there's that. But there's a series called Ratchet & Clank, which used to be a Sony PlayStation exclusive. Sarah Bellum, what's up? It's nice to see you here. I love Ratchet & Clank. It's about 2 funny little dudes. One is an alien species called the Lorax. They kind of look like lemurs or cats or something like that. But they're like bipedal, and they're like so fun. Used to play, okay, so I don't have to explain it. I love Ratchet & Clank. It is my favorite action platformer adventure game series of all time. I absolutely adore it. And literally the only reason I bought a PS5 was to play the newest Ratchet & Clank. And they made an announcement recently where they said that they are going to be porting at least the most recent game onto PC. And there's a good chance that they're going to port a bunch of the backlog of Ratchet & Clank games onto PC, from what I've heard through the grapevine. Nothing super confirmed yet, but they are porting at least one of the Ratchet & Clank games to PC. And I am so excited, because instead of having to, like, lug my PS5 up here and hook it up to, like, my capture card and, like, get that all set up to do, like, a PS5 stream of Ratchet & Clank, I'm probably just going to support Sucker Punch, because they're like one of my favorite dev studios of all time. Probably just going to buy it again on PC, and we will be playing Ratchet & Clank on stream for sure, because oh my god, I love those games. They're full of so much fun, wit, and humor. It's like playing a Disney Pixar movie in a lot of ways. They're just like goofy. The characters are larger than life. The color palettes are colorful and vibrant and brilliant and beautiful, and I just love all that so much. So the action is so fun. The weapons are goofy. The dialogue's quippy. The cinematography is interesting. It actually gets emotional. Oh my god. I'm Ratchet. I speak for the trees. Oh my god. The Lombax Lorax. I have played the first hour of the newest Ratchet & Clank. It's good, Brian. Like, the only reason I'm not going further is because Final Fantasy 16 is coming out. Neray, I fully understand you. That's another game that I actually just applied for a press code for that, so I hope I can get it, and I hope we can maybe do a little bit of that on stream. We'll see. This has genuinely made me so happy right now. I can't believe you also love Ratchet & Clank. It's so wholesome, isn't it? It's so cute. Have I played the demo? No, Neray, I'm trying to go in. Even though I watched the gameplay trailer of Final Fantasy 16, I got shivers watching that, by the way. I'm trying to go in as, like, sort of, like, unknowing as possible. I want to jump into the game, know as little about the lore and the story as I can. I have seen that everyone is a freaking mommy or a zaddy in the game already, though. Like, holy shit. Square Enix is another company that, over the years, they haven't changed nearly quickly enough, but they definitely know a big portion of their core demographic, especially if you're someone who played Final Fantasy XIV. They tapped into the zeitgeist of Final Fantasy XIV demographic, which is mainly the girls and the LGBTQ pluses. And I'm so excited that they're aware enough for 16. Yeah, definitely a lot of hotness, exactly. There are some characters in the game. Totally forgot the Final Fantasy 16 trailer dropped. Yeah, the game, it's good. But I'm trying to go in not super informed, because my favorite thing about Final Fantasy games, because it's like my favorite series ever, I did the same thing with Diablo 4, because I've been waiting for that game for 10 years, right? Is I like to go in and just figure it out as it's happening and be like, wow, I'm surprised by everything. Everything's so neat. Very excited. So, would it be hard to get into Final Fantasy if I know, like, nothing about it and I haven't played one before? Okay, so it's less about the franchise, because most of the games, 99.9% of the games in Final Fantasy franchise are not connected to each other. If you are a fan of turn-based games, a large body of the games are going to be great for you. If you're someone who's like, I like turn-based games, good music, beautiful cutscenes, interesting characters, take it at your own pace gameplay, really fun, like wholesome, emotional storytelling. Most of the games are going to be really, really good for you, especially the older ones. If you're into, like, I want more, like, still beautiful cutscenes, amazing soundtracks, great writing, and fun characters and narratives, but I like more action-focused stuff, the newer Final Fantasy games are going to be more up your alley. So, you can take it that way. A lot of the older ones are more like, almost like anime, Japanese art style inspired, so you might be more into that. Yo, Crispy, how we doing, my guy? It's good to see you here. If you guys don't, mods, can we get a shout out for Crispy? If you don't know Crispy, Crispy is one of my good pals, like someone that I really treasure. And you absolutely should go follow Crispy. Go support the hell out of his streams. Go follow him on Twitter. Go follow him on all social media. He has a YouTube channel. He's trying out YouTube recently. I'm fucking proud of him for that. Support the hell out of him, please. He's awesome. Yeah, and Crispy, I'm the same way. I like a mix. I've really been impressed by the more modern Final Fantasies and the, like, heavier action focus. I think it's really good for Square Enix to do that because they're a dinosaur of a company that just has not evolved at all, and they're really behind a lot of other companies that innovate a lot more than them. And as someone who's worked with them for years now, as, like, one of I'm like a partner contact with them, it's like one of those things where I find them very, very, very slow to change. So seeing them try something new is, like, really cool. And then we still have all the old games, and they're still releasing, like, Square Enix, even if it's not in the Final Fantasy, franchise every time, we're still getting some really solid JRPGs and tactical RPGs and stuff like that. And again, we have, they keep remastering the old ones. Like, Pixel Remaster came out not that long ago, so you can still go back and play the old ones if you want, They have to evolve. I just love the old games so much. I'm glad they are pushing forward. Just hasn't helped me. Totally understandable. And that's the beauty, though, I think, of a company as old as them, is they have such a huge catalog of games. There's kind of something for everyone, which is really awesome. I feel like I'm such a casual when it comes to games because I don't put near this much thought into gaming. No one says you have to. If someone holds you to that standard to consider you a gamer or something, or even if you don't consider yourself a gamer and they're like, oh, you're a fucking fake gamer, tell them to fuck themselves. Who cares how deeply into the gaming space you are or not? You like what you like. Put thought and investment and time into the hobbies that you enjoy. Anyone else who tries to judge you on a bunch of fake-ass, made-up, contrived gatekeeping can absolutely suck a ballsack till they choke. Wait, Final Fantasy is on Switch, right? Oh yeah, there's a bunch on Switch. They're on computer, they're on console, every console under the sun. It's nice because a lot of the newer ones, even though they're not released on Switch, are now migrating to PC as well. So if you're someone who has, like, a gaming computer, you can play them on those. But if you only have a Switch, there are a number of the older titles that are on there. My favorites are Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy IX, Final Fantasy X. 10 and 9 swap places in that order here and there because they're both phenomenal. Also, guys, there were leaks that Final Fantasy IX and 10 are both getting remakes as well, the way that 7 did. And I'm not 100% sure that 10 needs one, 9 does, because I would love to hear it with voice acting and some, like, updated graphics and cutscenes. But also, they're such classics, I'm like, don't touch my babies! 10, I'm skeptical about a remake, but also, I'm kind of excited to see where they take it, because I like 7. I'm not a huge 7, like, fangirl the way that a lot of people... 7's the one with the biggest fandom. And it has definitely had the most media in the franchise made for it. But I was more of a Final Fantasy IX person, personally. 10 is one of my favorite games of all time. Morgan and I... It was the first game I ever beat for Morgan when we first started dating. And we sobbed at the ending together. It was really beautiful. 9 would look so good in updated form. Absolutely crispy. 10 without turn-based makes me sad. Yeah, I mean, I love... Okay, so I love the turn-based system because there's so much strategy in it. But we don't really know 100% what system they're going to settle on. Because they could change everything like they did with Final Fantasy 16 18 times in a row. You know? Like, that's been a different game. A totally different game 3 separate times during its development process over the past few years. I remember, same with Final Fantasy X originally, back when it was announced on PS2. That game was a whole... Tidus wasn't even the main character. It was some dude with, like, black hair and, like, a different color model. The overworld looked different. They better do right by 10. They better. All I gotta say is the love story, the music in 10, superior to a lot of other entries. It's so good. I hope they also... Just because I love pissing off people who get all like, well, that's the worst voice acting in video games in 10, though. There's an infamous scene called the laughing scene in Final Fantasy X. And there are a bunch of weird, like, Redditor types who get super up their own butt about how much they hate the laughing scene in 10. I will not ruin the context of the scene outside of Tidus is talking to Yuna, the main lead of the game. God, Yuna, she is my favorite. I need to do a Yuna cosplay so badly, because I fucking love Yuna. She is, like, one of my favorite characters ever made. And she's feeling kind of down, and she's like, yeah, James Arnold Taylor was real. He has a YouTube video where he explains the backstory of it. And he's like, people to this day think I'm a bad voice actor for that scene, and he's like, they're dumb. James Arnold Taylor is also the voice of our boy Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank. So you guys can sense a pattern here. Anything that James Arnold Taylor touches is one of my favorite games of all time. But James Arnold Taylor, or Tidus, his character, is talking to Yuna. Yuna is basically just had the news, and this isn't like the first like 20 minutes of the game, you find this shit out. It's basically been given the news of you are destined to like save the world. And I won't reveal the conditions as to what that entails. But she's kind of bummed out. She's like, oh, I don't really want to do this. I'm so sad. Should I just give up? And Tidus, being a chipper anime protagonist type of guy that he is, comes over and he's trying to cheer her up. And one of the ways he does it, he's like, sometimes you just gotta laugh. And he goes, ah, ha, 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 ha. Ah, ha, 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 ha. And especially with the old PS2 graphics, at the time we thought we were like, wow, graphics could never get better than this. Looking back, I'm like, oh god, it looks like a fucking, looks like a first time person using Blender. But like, he does that, and because of the like PS2 graphics, the mouth mapping's a little bit funny as well, and because they're also dubbing over the Japanese animation, it's like the with the mouth. So there's some things to be scrutinized there from a retroactive perspective, for sure. Why didn't I just say retrospective? Either way, I digress. The whole idea of that scene is his character laughs that way because she's trying to cheer up the other character. And in the scene even, the immediate next scene is her being like, ha ha, you're so goofy and funny, and he keeps doing it. And then she does it as well. And it's, if you know that context and you don't go in being like, that's fucking shitty voice acting, it's actually one of the most emotional scenes in any Final Fantasy game, in my opinion. Because it's like about like they're like teenagers in the game, tasked with saving the world, going, that's hopeless, we're all gonna fucking die. And then turning it around to be like, let's try to laugh our way through this. Let's try to get through this shit as well as we can. And then when you know that context and that type of bond, and you play all the way through the game and you get to the end, that ending hits, like, you might as well be standing in an intersection in a really busy city while, like, fucking Mack trucks are driving. You get smushed by that ending. I don't think I've ever cried harder over a JRPG in my life. Over a turn-based game. And I will say this. Final Fantasy X has the best level. This is controversial because some people like it being done automatically, but the fact that it's unlimited theoretically, the sphere grid in Final Fantasy X is the best level up thing in the entire world. You can customize your characters to be anything. It is amazing. It is my favorite thing to dunk 8,000 hours into. It's so good. So good. I always wanted to dress as Lulu, so you be Yuna, I'll be Lulu. I think you would make a great Lulu, honestly, Morgan. I definitely would love to be a Yuna, though. She's much more my vibe. She definitely fits the cottagecore girly vibe that I got going. I need to experience one of these games. Oh, they're great. Would you guys be... see, here's the thing that worries me. I'm always like, would you guys want to see me play this really obscure Japanese game, or this even non-obscure Japanese game? Like, Final Fantasy is incredibly popular. It sells, like, millions and millions and millions of units every single game. And I'm always like, do you guys want me to play those? And I'll always get, like, a bunch of people being like, yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah. And outside of a couple of the early Final Fantasy VII Remake streams, and that's the most popular one, and the very last one of that, pretty much every other Final Fantasy stream's been kind of a flopper, you know? And I, like, even when I tried to, like, revisit Final Fantasy VII, like, Intergrade, right? The DLC for Final Fantasy VII Remake. It kind of flopped. Like, I think, like, 25 people showed up. And, like, people just kept leaving throughout it. And I was like, maybe people just don't want to watch, like, turn-based things, or, like, really dialogue, narrative-heavy stuff, or things that are, like, really gameplay-heavy, but are kind of the same thing over and over, because that's just RPGs in general. I don't know. I was thinking it would be a good game to watch, or better to experience yourself. I personally think that I always want people to experience things themselves, but I also understand money and time limitations for people. And that's part of the reason I stream gameplay at all, is it's a really easy way for all of us to experience the story or the gameplay of a game, or something like this is just fun, sort of chill ASMR style crap, right? This is relaxing. This has some sort of value in its artistic merit. Or even like me playing ridiculous simulator games or rage games. Like there's some group community experience with that. So I always like it when people can, but if you can't, or you're like, oh, I've considered playing that game, but I want to see more of it first. I like being able to do that for people. I like being able to provide a place where people can watch gameplay. Bree, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope that you have a good start to your week, and enjoyed the meatloaf. During your Final Fantasy streams, my Wi-Fi and data were pooping so bad, and I was so mad that I physically couldn't watch. Cactus, no, that's fine. It was more of like a, I just could feel like the people who were there, most of the people who were there really vibed with it, and they really loved it. But a lot of people would drop by. They'd be like, hey, Brian, what's up? And we would explain what was going on. They'd see what was going on, and they'd go, I don't really vibe with the energy. I'm out of here. Like, this isn't my kind of game. And I get that because, as a genre, RPGs are very inaccessible for a lot of people. But I play them, and I always play them on easy mode for the stream. I play them on easy mode so we can fly through the story together. We can do all the fun stuff I want to do, but also we get to, like, hear the voice acting and see the cutscenes and see all the pretty people on camera and stuff. That's my thing. So I don't know if I want to try it again, because I was doing that with Persona 4 Golden as well. And that kind of died in the water as well, where it started off really strong and people loved Persona 4 Golden, and then it just sort of dragged on a little bit too long. Final Fantasy Origin was the same way. So I will say, on my part, the Final Fantasy VII streams hit during a time when I really just was not online because of heavy life stuff, but I did enjoy the ones I was able to show up for. Okay, so maybe because we're having this open conversation, you guys who really want to see those, I will try again for you. Does that sound good? Maybe get into some Final Fantasy. I know they got Final Fantasy X remastered on Steam. They have the Final Fantasy X collection. I would love, you have no idea how much I would love to play that on stream. That is one of my favorite games in the world. That is the game that allowed Ashley Roboto and I to really bond, because I was like, I can recognize a good person by how much they love Final Fantasy X. And she was like, Brian, no shit, shut up. That's like my favorite game of all time. And I was like, that's like one of my favorite games of all time. And we like screamed at each other about it. Yeah, Morgan said, I only watched and never have played a Final Fantasy game, and I still find watching it very compelling. That's very nice. And Ecto, I'm glad that those streams could be there for you, because at the end of the day, whether it is, that wasn't a numbers thing. That was more of a, I could feel like the community didn't vibe with that game as much, and I want to make sure that I'm putting out content that people enjoy here as much as I can. But maybe it becomes like a Selfish Sunday game or something, right? Or like a random, like on bonus Saturdays or something. I do Final Fantasy Saturdays. Who knows? Either way, I'm glad that could be there for you, Ecto. I'm really, really happy because that's all I want. I know it's cheesy, it's corny, it's cliche, but like, I really still operate by the mentality of if I made one person laugh with like a stream or my content, if I made someone smile, if I made someone feel less alone, if it's just one person of any of those things, then I did my part. I know I'm no help when I say this, but I'm down for any game. Like, there have been games. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I appreciate people like you, Brookie, so very much. I appreciate that you support me as an online personality as well as someone with specific preferences. That's really cool. I will always cherish that a lot. But I do really hope that you actually enjoy the things that I do as well. It's also hard to pop in and out of RPG streams because you feel lost in the story. Exactly, Sarah. That's the thing that's like really difficult is if it's someone who's missed a stream, it is so hard to get caught back up on what's going on. And even with the VODs up on Twitch for as long as they are and the VODs up on the YouTube VOD channel, that can get really difficult. And I understand that part of it. Absolutely. And I don't ever want to like guilt people, like emotionally guilt people into, oh, well, no one showed up in my Final Fantasy streams. Oh, I feel like shit. And you guys you guys are the reason I feel like shit. Like, it's never that. It's more of like I'm always having a good time when we do those, but I want to make sure the community is having a good time when we do those, you know? Yes, please, Grabby Hands towards pretty animated people. Maybe it's because they are just such long games, it's inevitable for it to die down. Yeah, that too. Because it's not like oh, we can beat this game in a week. It's like hey, we might have to dedicate like the next like 3 weeks to playing this game like every other stream or something. But that's fine too, because we did that with like Tomb Raider. That became the main game, and then in between I did stuff like Power Wash or other games. So if you guys are willing to have that as like the main game for like a month while I do other games in between, that could be something. I really want to beat some of the horror games in like Resident Evil 4 first though. I guess if someone joins in the middle of the stream and have missed a lot of the story, they might dip because they don't know what's happening. I personally love and watch all your Final Fantasy streams, but I'm also a huge fan of the games. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I've wanted to be a Final Fantasy girly for literally ever. But I just often don't have time or capacity to sit down and play them myself, so it's nice to be able to just kick back and vibe with you all and be able to enjoy the Final Fantasy stories as well. Yeah, because here's the thing at the end of the day, right? There's not really anything that... Naray, what the heck? That's so nice. That's really kind of... Thank you so much. Can we get a little bit of pride and hype spam for that? Another really generous gifted sub from Naray. Naray, you have done so much. You're in timeout this stream. Thank you so much for supporting a genuine... Sydney May, 31 months. What the heck? Party time indeed. Thank you so much.
Girbeagly.
Thank you. Definitely helped me feel less alone. I'd watch your YouTube when I needed to vibe and chill, but came here after I graduated, and I will admit, very, very lonely. I suck at meeting people. How do adults meet people? It's hard. It is. Especially if you're like someone who doesn't like work that in like an environment where you get to meet people easily. And even then, it's still social anxiety, right? Like being here and talking to you in chat makes me feel less alone, and like I actually have friends I meet up with a couple times a week. Hell yeah, I'm glad that you feel that way, and also on top of it that you're supported in the way that you think, you know, that you found a community of people with like similar thoughts and similar perspectives in the world. I love that. That's literally why we refer to ourselves as a community. So that's great. Brookie, thank you, Brookie. You're really sweet. Appreciate that a lot. Here's my thing, chat. If we were to play more RPGs, whether that be the Persona series again, Final Fantasy series again, some random shit I find that I think is just like really fun, seems like it would fit the community. There's a reason there's not like an esports league of JRPGs. There's no Final Fantasy esports league out there. Because it's, at the end of the day, sure, you can min-max. Sure, you can, like, build your characters a certain way to make them be the best against, like, certain bosses or enemies or whatever and like speed run the game if you want, etc. But at the end of the day, those games are all about the story, the characters, the cutscene, the music, the emotional impact. Every JRPG I've ever played focuses the most on those things. Might have stellar, beautiful, kick-ass gameplay that's super high-paced and fun. But at the end of the day, it's the story that matters. So if you guys want to watch what's essentially a playable movie, I can consider bringing back some JRPGs. But I kind of did shy away from them for a while. Again, not to guilt anybody, but just to be fully transparent, where I was like, yeah, this content's kind of not really working out after Final Fantasy VII Remake died off on the channel. Like, it's kind of just not it. So I moved on to more action and adventure-focused games, as you guys saw. And then I saved a lot of the JRPGs for myself behind the scenes just to play in my own time. Which there's so many of them, and they all take like 40 to 50 hours to beat. There's like... There's no shortage of games. It's not like I'm ruining my potential content stable. Final Fantasy music. Oh my god, Cactus. Final Fantasy music is some of the best shit in the entire world. I'm down, not gonna lie. Pretty new here, though. All good. I mean, input from new people, old people, whoever. Because here's the thing that I love about having a community that likes to reply back in chat is I just like the whole reason I even stream is I like the live audience aspect of it. I love being able to bounce off of the live energy that's brought to me. I get to learn about your interests. Oh, you're not into JRPGs? Cool, that's fine. I hold nothing against you. They're not for everybody. Cool, I got to learn that about you. Oh, you're the biggest Final Fantasy superfan who's a larger superfan than me? Cool, that's awesome. I found that out about you. Well, I got a whole bunch of games that I really want to play that you might like. You know? And not everyone has to show up for every game. That's the other thing. Some people follow creators because they like their personality, and some people follow creators because they like the types of games they play. And so you might be like, hey, Brian, love you, but Final Fantasy's not for me. I'm not going to catch those streams. I find them boring. I think that they're cheesy. I like action-oriented games. I like the chaos. I like the games that you can, like, joke around and make, like, poop jokes during. Like, those kinds of things. I like the rage games. That's fine. It is okay to have a preference. You are allowed to have a preference. I will not be mad at you for that. It's just one of those things where if enough people are interested, I guess it's less about how many people have an interest, and it's more about if I'm not seeing someone being like, no, I'd absolutely fucking hate that. You know, if I see people are like, no, that would be cool to try out. Sure, why not? If the stream flops, it flops. Not every stream's a freaking hit, you know? It's okay. Not every stream goes viral or something. But if there's like a bunch of people who are like, that sounds like dog shit, dude. That sounds like a fucking horrible idea. I'm going to be like, okay, we won't do that. We are a PP community. Oh, God. It's great to be here from what I've seen so far. This is a great community. Well, Lily, I'm glad that you're enjoying your time here. Did you ever finish a JRPG where the main character's mentor sacrificed their sibling to prevent something? You're playing it last year. My memory of this game isn't too clear, but the visuals were stunning.
He only likes her because
the
she's
main character
old.
mentor sacrificed their sibling to prevent something?
Girbeagly, how we doing tonight?
Wait, which game was that? Chat, help me out. My memory's dog shit, apparently. Probably. That sounds kind of like Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, but that's not a JRPG. That was an adventure action game. Lucky Lavender, thank you for 38 months. I appreciate that a lot. I hope that you're doing well. Selfish Sundays. Got to play whatever you want. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we did a Diablo stream with like 35 people in it like the other week. And then we got a big raid. Like, you never, as a content creator, I'm not here to predict what numbers I'm going to have, but I also know it's standard for me. And it was one of those streams where I was like, I think this isn't hitting the core demographic of my community here. Diablo 4 is fun, and I think I'm still going to use it to, like, wind down some streams with. It's going to be the, like, okay, guys, I gave you 2 hours of Layers of Fear. Now it's time that I get 2 hours of Diablo. The mentor was a big swordsman / village hero. Are you sure that it was here? I'd have to look through the list of games that we played on this stream. I'd have to go through the old VOD channel or something like that. So that's not ringing a bell. I mean, that's like a really generic storyline that's in like a million JRPGs, but I'm trying to figure it out. Genres are confusing. Yeah, and it's like, genres are what they are. They're kind of just there to make categorization more convenient, but at the end of the day, they don't determine everything. They don't determine the feeling of a game. They don't determine how enjoyable a game's experience is. Like any media out there, right? I love mommy caps. Yeah, listen. You guys have not seen... Now I have a character that is a higher level than any of my other characters because I did decide to be an insane person and try to do the level 100 Diablo hardcore run with permadeath. So that I can have my name physically etched into a Lilith statue. And she is so cool. She is so awesome. You guys haven't even seen her. Her name is Eternatus. And she is a necromancer with, like, really pale eyes and, like, white hair. And she looks so cool. She's awesome. Doing all right. Been a couple weeks since I quit my job. I'm doing a lot of mental and emotional work. I'll be unstoppable. Lucky Lavender, you're on the path to kicking life's ass. Proud of you. You're already kicking life's ass. What am I saying? You're already doing a great job. We're proud of you for being on that path here. Mommy, sorry. Yeah, Mommy. Did you name her after the Pokemon? No, not that Eternatus. It's the Latin word Aeternatus, which means eternal or forever, but also where the Pokemon got its sort of name inspiration from. So, hopping on Fortnite to play some games with a friend. I'll be lurking. Hey, enjoy! Get that #1 victory royale. Oh, that's another game I told you guys. Guys, this is the problem with ADHD is I want to play every game under the sun. And I would love to do more Fortnite streams. I hope you guys are looking forward to that. How have you been? I've been okay. Life's been weird. That said, I'm never really down and out fully. Even when I'm sad, I push through. I figure things out. We go again. We figure it out. And I'm okay with that. Because that's how life works. You should play some more Fortnite. I will. My ADHD manifests in the same way. Mine is a little bit of everything. All of the time. Where I'll have sound cues that I'll just say. Sometimes it takes the form of me going on long-winded rants where everyone is like, how did Brian get here to this specific rant? Sometimes it's me forgetting what I was just talking about. Sometimes it's me picking up an object, putting it down out of eyesight, and having an object permanence issue where I don't know where the fuck it is. Sometimes it's me having so much cognitive dysfunction that I have the inability to operate. I get executive dysfunction as a result. Okay, there you go. Glad to hear you hanging in there. Thanks, I appreciate that. It's been it's not been like the worst thing. If you haven't read the announcement over on the Discord, there's an announcement that I pinned recently about a current financial situation I'm in the middle of, that I'm responsible for, that I don't want to be. I'm responsible for paying something big that I am not at fault for, and it bothers me. You playing with Chris, Mick, and Julia after Mogies was so fun. I'm so glad that people enjoyed that, because I was so worried that I was like just being incredibly annoying that entire stream. And Chris told me the other day that he had a really good time playing Fort with me, so I thought that was sweet. But I would love to do more Among Us with more of the neat dude people like that. I want to play with Chris more. He's become like such a good dude, really fun friend lately. So, and Julia too. Getting to know Julia, especially with the banter that Julia and I had during that Among Us lobby, that was great. That was like the first time her and I really got a moment to like bounce content off each other, like a funny bit. And I really enjoyed that. Little doses of ADHD sprinkled throughout the day. Gotta love it. A delicious, just a sampler platter of ADHD. Object permanence, derogatory, right? How did we get here? Yeah. I get all those things. ADHD is like an adventure where you never know what kind of day it will be. because the range of experience is so wide. Right, yeah, exactly. That's why I always hate when people are like, oh, ADHD is when you get distracted and you go, oh, shiny thing, right? And I'm like, yeah, it's sometimes. But I'm not just Doug from the movie Up, though. Yeah, sure, shiny ball, a squirrel. You know, I'll do that now and then. But a lot of the times it's me going, I am so distracted, I just spent 45 minutes on Instagram when I could have been working on a fucking setting up stream for the night. You know? So, sorry to hear that. I'll get the deets from announcements tab, but I hope it settles soon. I appreciate that. Lucky Lavender, you shouldn't be impacted too much. Mainly it was, I have this bill that I'm going to be probably paying off for the next 6 months to a year, which is a nightmare, but is something that, like, it basically raised my monthly expenses to be so much higher than I'm used to paying. I don't want to get into that part, but it's something that there's a reason that, like, the sub goal is up there. This one's that thing is optional up there, by the way. Even though I had mainly just for pure transparency with the community, is I do not want anyone to feel any extra pressure to financially help out. If people are able to or want to, obviously we have a sub goal up there. I just wanted people to know, in case they're wondering, after I went on my long rant like a couple months ago about why I was just removing sub goals completely from the channel, because I don't want to paygate content, creative content, out of the channel. I don't want to be like, guys, you can have that funny stream that I recommended, that I suggested we do, but only if we hit 8,000 subs on the Twitch channel. I don't want to do that anymore. If I think of a funny idea, I'm just going to fucking do it. So this is more of just like a reminder of what I'm going through. And again, if we get to 500 subs, awesome. That's wonderful. Purely optional. Zero pressure to the community to ever even touch that goal. You guys already have, because you delight in making me flustered and you're bad at listening. But also it's more about why I'm running ads for the first time in 10 years on the channel. I've never run ads in a decade. And I am now running ads, and it does it, it doesn't seem to affect too many people, which is surprising, and I'm really happy about that. No one has said anything negative about it yet, and I know that it's pretty normalized across the board on Twitch these days, but I'm also, again, someone who's made content for a decade, and I still have a little bit of that stigma of like, oh my god, I probably look like a fucking asshole to everybody. And also why you guys will probably see a really big influx of sponsored content sometime over the next 6 months to a year. I'm working really hard to get a bunch of sponsorships going. So if you guys see a lot of those, it's not me just shilling. I'm going to always make sure that the product, the service, the game, whatever, is a good fit for the channel. I've already turned down some sponsorships that came my way. That would have definitely taken a big chunk out of the bill, but I just don't feel like they would be good fits. So I'm going to stick to, you guys are going to be used to the same type of shit that I already do.
Towards better days. And before you say I don't need to dono, I would have spent this on fast food or something. Taking a no, everything will be
what
okay.
Are you doing?
Even if it takes time, Gerbeagly.
That's really very nice, but God, you could have given. Listen, you could have given me a buck. I know you just mentioned about the job thing, and the you're doing your own stuff. I really appreciate that a lot. I do. I hope you're treating yourself because you deserve to, especially in the moment that you're within right now. Thank you so much. That's really very nice. But yeah, can we get some hype and some pride spam in the chat, please? Thank you. That's very, very kind of you. But yeah, you nailed the first part there. That message. That's so. It's not necessary. It's so appreciated. It's genuinely so. But my big thing is I am trying to channel. I'm trying to funnel. You guys are going to get the same scuffed sponsorships that you're used to here, alongside some, like, more professional ones, maybe, where I'm going to have to do, like, what I do with Pokemon, where it's like, guys, you can be chaotic in chat, but I'm going to be family-friendly during this stream for the next 3 hours, or something like that. Love you. Thank you, Yamanaka. I appreciate that. Also, Lady Gray, Malkin, I agree. Something people don't know about ADHD is sometimes you get hyper-fixated. And it's not just, oh, I'm really focused on this hobby. That happens to me a lot where I'm like, I'm really into this hobby. sometimes it happens so severely that it's actually a detriment. It's not like you can channel it and be like, oh, I want to write a book, or I want to use this to make like 15 YouTube videos in like a week. Sometimes it's like, oh, I suddenly got drawn into reading like, I don't know, about like this one topic, and I can't stop doing it to the point it's actually interfering with my productivity. And that's a part of ADHD that I think a lot of people don't realize. And that's very true of me. Like right now, Diablo 4, I have to be kind of careful with it. I'm really enjoying the game. But it is something where there have been a couple times I've been playing it and I'm like, oh shit, I had to do something earlier today. So, yeah. Listen, I'll be all right. I literally would have spent this on fast. I hope that you're able to still get, treat yourself to something nice, though. Thank you so much, Lucky Lavender. That's so kind. Thank you, everybody. Guys, you can't do this to me. This is Selfish Sunday. I was here to turn my brain off and power wash tonight and just vibe out. You guys have made me cry in 2 separate streams over the past, week and a half. You're not allowed to do that. Thank you very, very much, though. I really never know what to say except thank you. I hope that the content that I provide is always going to be enough. And also, like what I was saying, is the sub goal is there just to be there. There's a lot of funny streams that I am not going to price gatekeep people out of. We're just going to do them because I feel like doing them. Because that's the way that I want to operate. And again, I'm trying to get those sponsorships so that no one feels any pressure at all to gift subs. That the onus is never, ever, ever on this community to take care of something that is personally my responsibility to. Again, it was something out of my control and that I shouldn't have to pay and that I don't want to, but I'm responsible to. I hate when things are out of my control, but we forge ahead. We do the best we can, right?
Well, this is how I'm going to be selfish today, so Selfish Sunday confirmed.
No, Selfish Sunday's for me. You don't get to be selfish. This is my channel. I'm God here. My name's on the channel. Thank you for the 100 bits, though. That's really nice. Thank you. I figured out what game I was asking about. It's Tales of Berseria. Oh, my God. That was so long ago now, Silver. We only did that one stream of that, or 2 streams of it. I think I did 2 or 3. Yeah, maybe 2 or 3. But that one, I think the last stream of that I did was back when the channel was still averaging I think 80 viewers a stream, and it dropped the view count down to 40, and I was like, oh, people are really not enjoying it, and chat was dead, no one was talking during it, and I was like, oh, I can sense people aren't enjoying it, so we're probably not going to play it anymore. I liked that one a lot, though. That one was really cool, and there were a lot of mommies in it for chat to get all thirsty over. I have zero control over what my brain decided to hyper-focus on. It's often more detrimental than any... Yeah, same, CFU. Thank you. Cactus, thank you for 100 more bits. Listen, I'm allowed to be rude. It's Selfish Sunday. That's how that works, okay? A Tales of game. Tales of is one of the most underrated series, in my opinion, ever. I love it. So fun. I own so many of the Tales of games. They're another one that just has some really cool cutscenes, some really great voice acting, some beautiful music, some fun, colorful, vibrant scenarios and narratives that I would love to share with more of the world, but they kind of just don't hit for some people, and I get it. It's an anime, it's a weeb JRPG. It's an anime graphic JRPG, so some people don't really like anime. Some people don't really like turn-based combat. Some people don't like JRPG narrative storytelling. So it's kind of hard to find that crossroads of people who really want to watch me play a Tales game. And especially because a lot of these games rely on random battle systems and a lot of level grinding to make sure that your character's strong enough to take on the next chapter's boss. And where it does kind of matter and you do have to do that. And for a while I was like, oh, I'll just grind levels off camera and then we'll jump into story segments. And then it made me start to feel like I was doing work on my time off, and I was getting a little bit overwhelmed. So I just try to grind on screen like I did with Persona 4, and people were just not digging that, which I get because that's fucking boring as hell. Even though it's not that different from, I guess with this open conversation, you guys are here having a blast, having a good time, having a relaxing, chill time, vibing out. Some of you are doing other things while you got me on in the background, which is fine and understandable. You could technically do the same things while I'm level grinding in a JRPG. So maybe just instead of like a power wash sim night one of these Sundays, we'll get back to doing JRPGs. Maybe. I don't know. I'll think about it. I will really think about it. I'll maybe hit up Discord, where a lot of people who weren't able to make tonight's stream, for instance, might be able to weigh in as well. And we'll see. Maybe I'll bring back that genre. So, Silver, on it. Silver, no joke, if you had described the game as the main character was a mommy in a red top, I 100% would have known what you meant immediately. I absolutely would have known immediately. I would have been like, oh, that's Tales of Berseria. I kind of like people grinding levels, Pokemon hunting, villager hunting, power washing, doing repetitive things like that while we chat. It's very cozy. Okay. So maybe I'll like, instead of being like, oh, we're gonna do this crazy fucking thing in Persona 4 Golden tonight, I'll be like grinding levels in Persona 4 and making progress like in our social links with like the characters in it. And then it can just be a rant stream and a vibe stream, a chat stream. I'll do that. Maybe that will be the way that we do it then. Maybe that's the way I market myself a little bit more. I watched Persona 4, but only up to where I'd play because I was playing the game and didn't want to. That's totally fair, too. And that's the other thing. I don't want anyone to feel bad about not being in those streams or active in those streams. That is not the point I'm making. The point that I'm making, because there's so many caveats like that, right? There's so many things that I could, like, you know, that you could feel bad for, that you should not feel bad for. More along the lines of even for a lot of the people who were there, and I'm not trying to discount the people who were enthusiastic and were awesome, because you guys were being awesome, but a lot of the people seemed to like lose interest in it a bit. So I was like, maybe we won't do it then. But maybe we'll bring it back now. Still here listening to your stream while reading Junji Ito? Hell yeah. Yo, which Junji Ito book are you reading, Yamanaka? I love Junji Ito. F, my pet mouse just typed that on my phone, so there you go. Oh my god, I didn't even know mice had iPhones of their own. Incredible. They're so spoiled now. Hi, Mousy. Mice are cute, and that is a hill I'm willing to die on if anyone ever wants to argue against that. I think mice are adorable. I think they're cute and fun, and they make cute little squeaking noises, and they can be real good little pals, in my opinion. Mice phone. the Mice Phone 14 Pro. The book is called Tomie. That is one of my favorites. Enjoy. That is a classic Junji Ito book. That's some good shit that you're doing right there. Well, the book isn't a classic so much because Tomie, the character, is a classic tale he introduced a long time ago. The collection that you're reading is really good, though. Very, very, very good. That's very much a series that has some really heavy, heavy stuff in it, though. For sure. But very cool, especially if you're into like body horror and cosmic horror and existentialism and shit. There's a reason that guy is as renowned as he is. Mice are so fun. I fostered 5 rescued mice and ended up adopting them. I love that. That's so cute. That's adorable. I love that a ton. All right. Let's see. I want to get this freaking shelf done. Ooh. I love that in this stage there's a lot of stuff I can stand on to spray at an ideal angle. It's nice. Speaking of tiny animals, good news. I was able to find a small travel bag for my rat secondhand for cheap. It's brand new and he has so much room in it. That's so cute. I love that. I'm glad you enjoyed Junji Ito as well. I'm a Junji Ito super fan, Yamanaka. To the point I've even watched the really shitty anime adaptations. I love the manga though. I've read a very, very large amount of Junji Ito's body of work. There's some really good shit. If you like Junji Ito, there's another series that I forgot the name of the author, but it is called PTSD Radio. Sounds like a really weird name, because it is. But it also has like similar creepy short horror stories that are illustrated in a really unsettling way. But the series is called PTSD Radio, and I started reading that recently, and it's pretty good. It's not as good as Junji's stuff, but it's good. He needed a new travel bag since he chewed a hole in the other one. Oh my god, that's the one issue with mice, right? I love, like, mice and rats. That's the one issue with any of those little rodent guys with little chompers, is they chew through everything, for sure, because they instinctively burrow. Book by Masaki Nakayama. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, Masaki Nakayama. Or is that said Masaaki Nakayama? I hate how we Romanize Asian languages because it's just not intuitive 99% of the time. I now have a hamster, 2 gerbils, and the 5 mice. Wow, that's a freaking, you're like Dr. Doolittle. Getting a lot of animals. I feel like a majority of the romanization errors that happen between Asian to English translation is because English doesn't have, the English alphabet doesn't have a one-to-one to a lot of the sounds that are made in other languages, which is a limitation. Never had mice, but they're so cute. The closest I've had is a guinea pig. Sweet little baby. That's adorable, though. I love guinea pigs. They're great. They're cute. They go weep, weep, weep. Make cute noises. I've told you guys, because I forgot, there's a couple people in the community who have chinchillas, which I think are adorable as well. I had a friend growing up who had chinchillas, and they were really cool. They're like big, they're like giant mice. They're so cute. And they're funny. They like hop around like little baby kangaroos and stuff. And they're kind of roly-poly looking. Those guys rule. I love chinchillas. They live to be like 20? Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy. I have cats, so rodents will not be a part of my... Yeah, that's the whole reason. Morgan and I just have our one cat. We used to have 2 cats. Actually, over at Morgan's parents earlier today, we got to see some photos of Plinko. Those of you who knew Plinko, you guys were truly blessed. He was like the best baby in the world. But yeah, because of that, I don't want rodents or birds in my house because as lazy as Sig can be and as much of like a big stinky fraidy cat he can be, I still don't know. I can't predict 100% what he would do if he had access to a bird or a rodent. I don't want his, suddenly for the first time in his entire goddamn life, his natural cat instincts kick in and he decides to like eat our other pet. He wasn't burrowing, he just wanted out to cause chaos. He's so cat-like too. We let him roam our dash so he can get some exercise while we were parked, and he stared us down as he knocked stuff off the dash. I love chinchillas too. They're so cute and soft, but they're expensive. Are chinchillas expensive? I actually know nothing about like chinchilla culture because I was like, this was when I was like 6. So I like went over to my friend's house for like a sleepover or something, and I got to see the, like, they had built it was like, it took up an entire room in their house. Because they, like, I think they rescued and rehabbed chinchillas or something. But they had 7 chinchillas. And it was this gigantic habitat that was this huge cage that was surrounding this, like, habitat that they had built out of, like, cardboard boxes and, like, tubing that would allow the chinchillas to, like, climb and, like, you know, like, hide and, like, make their own little nests and stuff and, like, run around, like, in the tubes and stuff. And it was really cool. But I didn't really know much about them except that they smelled funny. They also had ferrets as well, which made me, as a kid, fall in love with ferrets. And then I found out how stinky they could be. I love small pets can be very expensive if you give them proper care. I mean, all pets should have proper care. So theoretically, all pets can be expensive. But are chinchillas like astronomically more money than like owning like a cat or something? Because Sig's been expensive, don't get me wrong. But he hasn't been, like super expensive for a cat, minus the cords that he's chewed through and put me back hundreds of dollars. If you raise different species together from young, you have a better chance to overcome the... Yeah, that's still a risk I personally wouldn't take, but I've definitely seen that. I'm not sure about everywhere, but where I'm at, it can be expensive to obtain a chinchilla, and you need to have space for them. Bigger cages, even if there's only one, it's always better. Care is expensive for sure, but care goes with all pets. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So they probably just have, like, some specialty care compared to, like, more typical household pets, I'm guessing, and, like, maybe, like, more specialty gear that always adds up to a lot of money. Chinchillas are considered exotic pets, so, okay. That's all you had to say then. It's kind of weird to think about, but sometimes I think about what it would be like if the different pets in my life actually met, like my bunny, Cookie, passed away before I got the kitties I have now. Cat and the dog I did have when he was around was very You know, I've never had to think that because obviously Plinko and Sig, we raised them as brothers together. But, you know, down the line, if I do get more pets, I definitely will have that same thought. I think that rodents are just more expensive than people expect based on how big pet stores make it seem. Interesting. I've never thought that rodents were cheap. You gotta buy a lot of shit for those guys. Cactus Kingdom, fun fact, we ended up fostering a whole batch of opossums one time. We found them in our backyard with no mom, so we raised them. Cactus, were you around here when Lav was a mod still? What was our head mod? Lav Cavallari. For those of you who remember, Lav had a possum named Simba, who was really cool. And was just constantly being talked about in chat. Yeah, Simba BB, yeah. When Simba passed, well, Lav knows this, but will yell at me if I bring this up publicly, but I'm gonna do it because it's something I did. Simba and Lav were such, like, regular parts of our community. I funded what Lav needed to make sure that Simba could have a proper pet burial, because that kind of shit matters, you know? Those relationships, like, yeah, possums only live to be like 2 years old most of the time. I think that's how old Simba was. But, like, that was a part of our community, you know? That was important. I never knew Lav's a possum. How did I miss that? I mean, Simba was family here. R.I.P. Simba, yeah. My family has a secret soft spot for skunks. They're actually sweet and won't spray if they trust you. Yeah, I've heard as much. I've actually heard that they're really, really very loyal pets if you can domesticate them. The problem that I have with people trying to domesticate animals that are typically very wild is much like raccoons, right? Like any animal that's like normally in the wild. You never can fully train them out of some of their wild instincts. And that's not to say they're going to be like evil and bite you or shit like that. But I will always think of the story of, there was a guy. Thank you so much, Brookie, for letting me know it was 2. There was a guy who owned a raccoon. And I think raccoons live to be like 5 to like 6 or something. They don't have like super long lifespans. I think they're cute. They're funny dudes with little hands. They're great. They look like little burglars in your house, and they stand on their hind legs and can do this with their hand. They're adorable. Love that shit. Yeah, right, Yamanaka. Time flies when you're ranting and power washing, right? But there's a guy who went viral on social media back in the early days of internet memes because he had raised a raccoon since it was a baby. And he had, like, all these little videos. He had all these little pictures of him with, like, this raccoon. And they, you know, were best of pals, like, curled up, like, on his shoulder. It was, like, the same as if you owned, like, a cat or a dog, right? And he said he came downstairs one day, and his raccoon was not hanging out by his food dish like he normally was, asking for food. But there was a whole bunch of ceiling tile. He had that, like, sort of, like, composite board ceiling tile stuff that is made out of, like, foam. There's a whole bunch of it all over his kitchen floor. And he was like, uh-oh, what the fuck happened? And he looked up, and there was a big hole in his ceiling and his raccoon was hanging out inside of his ceiling. And that is where his raccoon lived for like 4 months or something. Like, he like couldn't get him back down. And he didn't want to like call like animal control or something because he was like, they're going to be terrible to him. They're going to do something bad. And the raccoon was just like up in there, like causing chaos and shitting and stuff. And even when you think about it, you can become completely acclimated with like a cat or a dog. People's pets run away all the time, unfortunately. They still got that dog in them. They still got that animal instinct where it's like, oh, this has been my best friend, little buddy, always. But then a loud car goes by, and then they're like, I'm yeeting across the neighborhood, and I will not see you again. It happens all the time, unfortunately. So you kind of can't, like, you can't predict animals. So, even though I do know that skunks can be, like, really loyal or, like, really friendly, even in a completely controlled environment, I still wouldn't fuck with them. I would have such a deep respect for a skunk. I do every time. We get them every now and then here. They'll come and they'll try to eat out of the dumpster of our development. Dashcon girl has a raccoon service animal. There's a lot of... That is a pick a struggle moment for me. If you are already associated with Dashcon, you've already tried hard enough. You don't need to also have a pet raccoon. Luckily so far, my dog's reaction to scary cars has been, take me home right now. Yeah, but again, that's one of those things. I just, I don't want to risk it. That's why, like, we have a cat leash for Sig if we ever take him outside. He hates it. He is so afraid of the outside. He is such a big, fraidy cat boy. I love him, though. He's the goofiest boy. If you guys have never seen my cat, Sig, you could probably just, like, go on Twitter and, like, search for Girbeagly Sig and find pictures of me with my big guy. Or if you're on Fan House, I literally put up a picture of him almost every day. That's where all the Sig content is. Cat harness, aka the paralyzed. Yeah, so in the beginning he did that. He would do the thing where you'd put it on and he'd like just flop over in protest and go and hate it. He would just like he'd blue screen. But we've gotten him on it a couple times and had him go outside, but he was just so afraid of the outside. He doesn't really have that big of an interest in going out. Respecting skunks and other wild animals in the wild is the most important part, just so they can feel a bit safe and no forced attempts at domestication. That, and also, like, it's their territory. They were there first. We're the assholes who invaded their territory. That's on us for being dicks. Animals were the ones who inherited the earth first. We're kind of dickheads for invading their space. So, honestly, if they're, like, asking for respect in some kind of way, I'm going to respect the hell out of that. They don't come into my house. If they did, I'd be like, hey, you get out of my house. You got a whole fucking outside to go in. Slade! Hello. Slade, I think I saw you in chat earlier, and I'm sorry if I didn't say hi. I appreciate you a lot. You guys don't know, including that Sig emote that we have, Slade is the emote artist for a majority of our emotes. So, if you are a fellow content creator, and you are considering, I don't know if your commissions are open, Slade, but if you're considering commissioning something, Slade is a phenomenal artist who's done emotes for us, as well as merch designs and fan art for me in the past. Like, a lot of incredible fan art. Some of my favorite Girbeagly fan art has come from, and just fan art in general. I was so sad you were lurking. Hey, it's one of those weekends. All good. So sad wrapping up Bear's leg for his injury, and he was already a clumsy little guy, so that made it 10 times. Oh, yeah, I'm glad if it's all healed up and that it healed properly, you know? So, yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way about animals, Squeebles, is we're literally in their territory. It's like every time like someone's like, oh my god, this fucking idiot got like bit by a shark because she was doing an Instagram photo off the end of Jacksonville Pier in Florida, where all the sharks gather so that she could have a cool Instagram photo. I'm like, you were in their soup. You're dumb. That was on you. That was a Darwinism moment. You probably shouldn't. The shark should be on land right now, having the ability to use Instagram, not you, because clearly there's not a lot of activity going on in the skull. Speaking of respecting animals' territory, did you know that sharks have existed for hundreds of... Yep, as long as the dinosaurs. It's really cool. A lot of them haven't even evolved that much since the dinosaur times. It's cool. I'm very, very aware. Listen, you're talking to someone with the ADHD whose hyperfixation was sharks for the first, 70 years of my life. I had a flip book. I had a picture book. You want to talk about fucking shark? You want to talk about the thresher shark? You want to talk about the black tip shark? You want to talk about any of these? They're fucking dope. They're cool. Yeah, everyone in Yellowstone posing with a bison, right? What the hell is your issue? Dude, there's so many cool natural things you can pose with that don't encroach on animal territory where you are around a dangerous animal. You do not need adrenaline that much. Literally, I won't even judge you. Go do a line of cocaine or something. I don't care. Don't die for an Instagram viral post. I was in the woods bothering this animal and it hurt me. Can you believe it? Yes, I can. You're right. Slide's so talented. Their art in general is so cool and badass, and they did an amazing job with the emotes here. Yeah, Slade has done so many cool things for our community. So bow down to Slade, chat, or else. How many types of sharks? I actually don't know how many types of sharks there are, but there's a freaking ton, because they have, again, always been, if not an apex predator, a predator of some sort in constantly evolving ecosystems, and as a result, their species over millions of years have been able to evolve into every variation under the sun. So they have had the benefit of having an almost undisturbed natural ecosystem like food chain, and an environment that suits them for evolution, so that features just kind of keep being added on like DLC. Like every time we discover a new shark species, we're like, they can do fucking what now? Oh my god! They're kind of cool. So I don't know about sharks until a couple of days ago, and I was like, yeah, it's a cool fact, right? It's awesome. Alligators are another animal. Like anything alligator and alligator adjacent, a lot of those have been around since prehistoric times and have gone through mainly just a shrinking of size. There used to be alligator megafauna, which is funny to say that because they count as megafauna in our current ecosystems, but they used to be fucking gigantic back in the day, which is really cool. Not enough cool things, actually. Need to do more, but man, does burnout suck. Slade, part of the reason that I actually haven't, because we are probably going to be replacing the emote with Gerb Mommy very soon. Part of the reason I haven't hit you up to do that is I saw one of your tweets about burnout, so I didn't want to overburden you. So whenever you're ready to go, though, let me know, and if you're okay with that. So there are 515 to 535 types of sharks, depending on the source. Wow, there we go. I was going to say hundreds, but I didn't want to be wrong. I'm on the internet, and as a content creator, I always have to be right so I can instill faith in my loyal cult following. Or my viewers and my fans, who I'm not parasocially brainwashing with a power dynamic of bravado and arrogance. Absolutely not. If you ever want any specific fan art, though, yell at me for real, because I will do that shit. I don't want to do that to you if you're already overburdened. Are you kidding me? The number of things that I have wanted people to draw me for years. Listen, I have saved every piece of fan art that has ever been sent to me, chat. Every single piece, no matter how basic or how, unbelievably, wow, that is lifelike. Or wow, this should be, I should have paid you $200 for an anime commission. Something like that. I've saved every single, I've had been sent over the years I've done this, over 1,000, I think 200 pieces of fan art. Which is insane, right? That's an insane number. That doesn't seem like it's real. But especially back when the community was really, really popping off in 2017, 18, 19, I would get fan art pretty much every day. in some form, whether it was like Tumblr or Twitter or wherever. And that was crazy. And that was really cool. But there are a lot of things I could demand if I was demanding. And I'm just not. I'm just grateful for people thinking of me at all and thinking about drawing me, thinking about making stuff that's based around me or based around the community. I love that. I mean, this is so flattering that I can't make demands of what I want. If I commission someone, maybe a little bit, but even then, I try to be really respectful and be like, no, I like your interpretation of like what I am commissioning, and I actually think it turned out better because I am not very artistic. I'm an ideas person, and that's probably about it. Yes, I will definitely hit you up when I finally exit this current burnout, and I have 1 week period of drawing energy. Yeah, no, seriously, please, 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 please. Let me know, but please don't rush it either. Honestly, and also, please reflect on our old conversations, because if you go back to charging me what you normally charge me for commissions, I'm going to be really mad at you. I want to pay you what you are worth paying for commissions. Also, honestly, right now, I don't really have the money for a commission. So it's okay to give it like however long you need. It's a-okay. I'm everything I'm making right now, everything that happened this stream and all the other previous streams the past like couple weeks here are going all towards this gigundo bill that I'm dealing with. So and rent and regular bills as well. So you guys know where your money's going. You are helping out, and obviously to buy like a cheap game here and there to play, like we did with Q Remastered. That was literally like $8. And then there's another game that just recently came out. It's another Rage Bennett Foddy style game, like Getting Over It style game, that I kind of want to play. That a bunch of streamers were playing today, and I was like, oh my god, there's another absolutely dog shit insane game that's gonna make me lose my mind. I want to try it. And it doesn't look nearly as bad as Jump King, because nothing could ever be as bad as Jump King. I will do it for you for the great price of free. Stop. Never say those words in that order again to me. I have to go read for an hour, or I won't be able to sleep. Sarah, take care. I hope that you enjoy your book. I appreciate you very much. I'm always happy to do art for you. Already done so much for me. All right, that's a two-way street, though, okay? I hope that someday you see the value that you have, not just as a contributor to the art and the aesthetic of this community, but just as a human being. You're awesome. Like what is happening here? Thank you so very much. Anonymous, whoever you are, thank you for gifting a sub to Captain Clark. What the shit? Why, that's really nice of you. Thank you so much for that support. That's really cool of you. Very, very kind of you. Clark, if you're here, make sure you're saying thank you and enjoy the emotes and the sub badge. But Anonymous, whoever you are, that's really kind. And also something that, like, especially on a random-ass Sunday, there's zero expectation. Sundays are the let's kick back and take a break and chill together day. Thank you. That's really, like, unbelievably nice of you to do. Thank you very, very much for doing that. I hope you're having, whoever you are, I hope you're having a lovely weekend. I really do. I hope you're having a lovely, lovely time here. I hope that this stream has been funny and fun and goofy and good times, good vibes. Sorry, I had to look at the time. I am way over when I wanted to stream till. I'm sorry I started so late. Again, it was a family holiday weekend for Morgan and me. So, it happens. I'm not upset about it. It's more of these things just happen, and they don't happen every week. So, I had to start a little later, but that's okay, because we'll make up for it throughout the week. Do some other stuff that is a game where actual progress is made. What am I talking about? We're getting through so much of this DLC and campaign stuff. I love this game. Any excuse to play this freaking game. This is my favorite brain off, head empty, enjoy vibing with the community shit. This is this was my 2021 game of the year. Actually, I think I had the early release. Chat, I'm pretty sure the devs sent me this game back in 2020 when it was early access. I think I was one of the first people to play this game on Twitch. It's awesome. I love this game. Always a good time here? Oh, thank you. It's past my bedtime, but I'm having too much fun to sleep. Well, Squeebles, I'm glad you enjoyed your time here. It's been nice getting to know you. No need to be sorry. Your channel, your start time. Yeah, and it's Selfish Sunday. What can I say, right? Adult bed, so bedtime is self-imposed. That's true, but we all, you know, like to set our own standards and stuff, right? That's okay. I still say stuff like bedtime and tummy and whatever. No one can take those away from me. I'm a cringe millennial, and I'll gladly say the words that I want to say, okay? I'll gladly talk about my life the way I want to talk. And who's gonna fucking stop me? You think you can stop me? Anyone out there? Yeah, that's what I thought. Beans, hello! You made it. You made it right at the end. I'm so sorry, but you made it right at the very end of the stream, Beans. I appreciate you, though. Thank you for dropping by to say hi, even though you sometimes make it late. Always nice to see you. I hope that you're well. All right, I'm going to get to... Wait, 42 is like... It's 42.0. That's a funny number. I think we can end there for the percentage power washed. You mean an adult is supposed to give myself a bedtime, not fixate on something until I'm about to pass out? The call is very loud right now, and I need you to turn off the ringer because that's my bedtime routine. It's literally, oh, it's bedtime. We should lay down and start winding down for sleep because I can't just lay down and go, I'm me sleepy. I have to sleep. That happens very rarely to me. If I'm traveling really early in the morning, that happens sometimes. I can, like, sleep on a plane. But most of the time, it's I need to lay down and just hyper-fixate on something and hope that the hyper-fixation isn't so strong that I'm like, I'm gonna, like, watch this TV show or, like, read this book or play this video game until, like, 8 in the morning. Normally, it's the right combination of being a little bit sleepy, doing a more calming hobby that I have, and sometimes a little bit of chemical help to get a bit of a sleep in. And that normally works pretty well. But every now and then, it's in that danger zone where I'm like, oh no, I've screwed myself. I swear it's a fight for my life trying to fall asleep. I'm normally pretty good at it, but every now and then I get restless brain, anxiety brain. I do that thing where I'm like, I'm about to pass out. I just remember that thing that I did in first grade that was embarrassing. Oh, God. I'm going to think about that for 20 minutes. I'm a late night gremlin, but usually go to bed at 2 or 3 my time, which is 5 or 6 for you East Coasters. Seeing people in different Discords that are just waking up on East. Yeah, right? That's how it is, Brooklyn. That's how it is. Went to bed at 2 a.m. a couple nights ago and then watched 5 episodes of a show. Didn't realize until I heard birds outside because the show is called From. It's by the guy who made Lost. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Very cool. Wait, which guy that made Lost? Are we talking about Carlton Cuse or Damon Lindelof? So those are not equal. Because Fringe is another show that they had made. I think they were involved. Or J.J. Abrams? Are we talking about J.J. Abrams? Who is also not equal to Carlton Cuse and Damon Lindelof, his head writers and directors of that show. Fringe was a cool show. It was cool. I wish they hadn't canceled it. But I'm pretty sure, was that a victim of the writer's strike? I can't remember. The old 2000s writer's strike. I think I even had a half-sibling that's on the East Coast text me at 4 a.m., which is 7 for them, and I was already asleep by then. It was funny. Time zones are very fun. And by fun, I mean they make everything complicated, and we should get rid of them, and they suck. And some people just have to learn how to work when it's pitch black. Stop being babies. Buy a flashlight. Shut up. Listen, some of us back in the day in old villages had to be night watchmen so that the saber-toothed tiger couldn't come into the village and eat the babies. All right? So some of you buck up. Time zones are wild. I forgot it existed. It's been so long. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember the last time I heard anyone in the wild talk about Fringe. Also, the thing that really bummed me out about Fringe was there was all of this, like all these hints using, like, actors who were on Lost in a second show that was on ABC that was very similar to Lost. And they would have, like, little cameos in the background as, like, side characters. And everyone was like, oh, they're gonna do this cool theory where Lost and Fringe are actually based in the same universe. It's gonna be so cool. And I remember back before you could, like, really Google things and figure out things immediately the way that you can now, which people don't do for some reason. It's, like, right in your fucking phone, guys. Just use Google. Anyway, people were just spreading misinformation that, oh, yeah, no, Charlie was at the bar in the airport, and it confirms that it was linked together. Or that Lost and Fringe are taking place in the same airport because it's Oceana. And people were, like, freaking out, and theories were flying off left and right. And then the writers were like, nope, we're gonna squash this now. That's not true. It's cool theory, but, like, we are not doing anything involving Lost at all. And I was like, damn it, that would have been so fucking cool. That would have made your show $1 billion, bro. Guaranteed, especially since Lost Mania was still going on. Then he went on an adventure with Sid the Sloth with said saber-tooth tiger. Exactly. And he went, oh, I'm Manny, the giant mammoth. Jack Bender. That's who. Oh, yeah, Jack Bender. Okay, so you're talking about the director, not the head writers or the showrunner. Got it. All right. Yeah, okay. I didn't know Jack Bender was still making stuff, if I was going to be honest. I thought Bro had been like, yeah, I'm just going to cash out on my Lost paycheck and then just fucking live in a beautiful, like, Hollywood Hills mansion the rest of my life, never having to talk to anyone again. Got a snack on those dandelions and the last melon TM. But yeah, I was so bummed when I found out that the theories that Lost and Fringe weren't connected, or that they were connected, were squished. I was like, no, that would have been so fucking cool, bro. That would have been so unbelievably cool. I realized I was wrong once I looked up on my Video Prime. I was like, oh shit. Hey, all good. I was originally meaning right. No, all good, all good, all good. That's A-okay. There's too many people who work on things. It's so easy to get them all confused, right? Holy shit, it's 2:30 in the morning. All right, I gotta get going. Chat, stick around because I think we're gonna poop a little raid over to my boy Jordan. He's playing Killer Frequency, and he did say, I don't know if he's gonna only play Killer Frequency tonight, or if he's gonna move over to Layers of Fear like he said in his initial announcement. But either way, it's bound to be a good time. A community very similar to ours, lots of wholesome vibes, lots of wholesome energy. Please, even if you can't stick around to hang out in his stream, stick around long enough to be in the chat to drop the raid message. It's just a nice thing that I like, because I'm going to probably have to bounce pretty shortly after I raid as well. But as long as you can stick around, we obviously have more people for the raid. Bigger number, happier feeling for a friend. I want Jordan especially to know just how much he's appreciated. And if you guys don't know Jordan, D-Tune is someone who has become really close friends with me over the past few years that we've known each other. And I'm unbelievably grateful to have him in my life. So I just want to make sure that, you know, every time we interact with his community, he understands how much we appreciate him over on this corner of the internet. So if you can be kind and not dip out right away as I wrap up here, we can get as many eyes over to his stream as possible. Get him some good vibes going. And then if you got to bounce right away after that, you know, do your thing. But let's make sure that a friend feels really good. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, Brookie. Thank you to everyone who hung out here tonight. All of you are great. But he's playing a game called Killer Frequency, and then after that, potentially he's going to be starting the new Layers of Fear, because he has to be a big copycat to me, because, you know, he definitely saw my tweet saying that the devs had sent me an early press release of that a week ago when he was literally traveling across the country to LA. Absolutely was his priority to stalk my Twitter. Absolutely copycatted me. Definitely is what happened here. Anyway, I'm going to exit out of the game here. We're going to get going. we are gonna, I'll make a little raid message. Killer frequency, so good. You guys were telling me to try. Is it a horror game? What is the game? I didn't get like a clear answer on what the game is. But you guys said that you wanted to watch me play it. And I don't know anything about... I literally do not know a single thing about the game. This is 1,000,000% a head empty, no thoughts, zero understanding of a scenario moment for me. So... Alright. Raid message is going to be... Here we go. Color frequency gives me spooks because it's actually pretty good. I watched someone else play it. It's a bit of a thriller. Interesting. It's a horror game, and from what I hear, you're a radio host trying to save the callers from a killer. Ooh, okay. More slasher-based. You know the weird thing, chat? Slasher-based games don't creep me out nearly as much as, like, the supernatural ones. That's just all horror in general. Because I guess it's like I put myself in that scenario. If a slasher is coming after me, he's still a human. And you have the ability to, like, kick them in the balls or something. Whereas, like, if it's a supernatural ghost, if you try to kick them in the balls, your foot will probably just go through it, and then they'll, like, suck your soul out of your eyeballs. Right? Plays a radio host who acts as a 911 operator. I suck at being a 911 operator. It sounds complicated. Is it something, from a realistic point of view, is it a game I would be able to handle? Watch me adding more horror games to the pile when we already have everything I started in May and we haven't gotten through like a single one of those, right? Think you're in the studio the whole time and it could just be ambience type spooks? Oh, okay. Think you'd be fine? Really? Okay. I'll think about it. All right, chat. I'm going to say goodbye to you. I think the leaderboard for the week resets tomorrow. So everyone who's on this top gifted subs, top cheered bits on the leaderboard, thank you. I don't have enough words to say thank you for all the generosity that I've experienced since I made my announcement over on the Discord. Just thank you. You're amazing. Anyone who's donated, not just money, but I try to make this really clear on social media, but I know how text comes across and messages get lost. You guys have shared so much of your kindness and your time with me over the years, but especially recently, things have been just so genuine and kind, and I'm so happy and proud that I get to be my authentic self on camera, and share that with you, and it hasn't chased away this community. You guys, if anything, are... Well, I feel like things are more relaxed. They're more fun. Thank you for doing that. Like, thank you so much for vibing and having a good time. Hope you guys are great. Also, or hope you guys know you're great. There's my dyslexia riding on in there on a white horse. All right. I don't like this as an outro song. Let's get something more fun. Something more chill. Ooh, I like this one. All right. Chat, thank you so much for chilling. You guys are beautiful. You're amazing. You're wonderful. Tonight was a blast. It's exactly what I needed as far as just like mellow vibes. I cannot believe that we are almost back at 400 subs. That is insane to me. That doesn't compute in my brain. I will always be so grateful of the space that we've created together. Thank you. Hope you guys all know that I appreciate all the follows, bits, subs, resubs, gifted subs, donations. Everything that came through here tonight goes towards keeping a roof over my head, allows me to pay my bills, allows me to work chip away at this gigantic scary bill that's looming over me, and I'm really afraid of facing penalties on. You guys are great. Like, genuinely amazing. Oh, do we have a raid message? Yeah, raid message is this. All right, we're going to get this going. Thank you so much again. If you can't stick around for the stream, at least stick around to drop that raid message. Copy paste that into Jordan's stream when we get over there. And then if you got a bounce for the night, totally understandable. I hope you all had a great time chatting, lurking. No matter what you did, you spent your time, life's literally most precious resource. You spent it here hanging out with me. That means a lot. Thank you. I hope that you all had a great time. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it may be for you. You guys are the best in the world. I love every single one of you so very much. I really, really do. Finger hearts as usual. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start this raid, and I'll see you guys over there. All right? OMG, it's WeTune. If you don't have the Gerb Chaos emotes, feel free to use whatever your favorite Chaos emote is. I want to see that number go all the way up to the maximum viewers that we have here tonight. Let's get everyone in there just so that we can drop this raid message and let a good friend of mine know how much we love him and appreciate him. Please, 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 stick around. Join the raid. There's some of you here that aren't in the raid. It just went down. Who did that? You fucking fake fan. Get in the raid. It went down again. I hope you stub your toe later. Step on a Lego. Okay, it's going back up. I took it back. Don't hurt your foot on a Lego. You're allowed to not hurt your foot on the Lego. The other person, though, I hope that all of your milk is curdled. Always. Every time you go to take a sip. Ugh. Little lumps. Oh, gross. And then one of the times you take a sip and it's not curdled milk anymore. It's like a cow brain. That's what you get for not supporting my friend. What the fuck's wrong with you? Get in the raid. Let's head on over there. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing enough movement. All right, guys. I'm going to see you over there, okay? Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. 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 Those of you who didn't join the raid, eat glass. Goodbye.